This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights.
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh, get out of bed, it's the end of your snooze.
Time to wake up!
So shower and shave and shine up your
Time
shoes.
to wake up!
We'll play you some music to cure all your blues.
Time to wake up!
We'll bring you the weather and traffic and news.
Time to wake up!
Ready? Time to wake up, time to wake up, time to wake up, time to wake up.
I am not a morning person.
I need my coffee.
Who's ready for some Java?
Good morning, world. It's a brand new day.
I'm ready.
TGI
Thursday.
Good morning.
Sleep well.
Morning, Sleeping Beauty.
Morning.
Still sleeping.
You know, it's such a beautiful morning.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday and
I want some coffee. I want coffee.
What do you want for breakfast?
Just coffee. Just coffee.
I'll just have coffee, thanks.
Caffeine is not a food group.
says you.
Says you.
You know what else I just realized? What? It's showtime.
Broadcasting throughout West Texas. The Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're too kind. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the show for today, Wednesday, October the 3rd. Or should I say, Oztober the 3rd.
Rocktober.
Or Rocktober the 3rd. Or Sebastian Bachtober the 3rd. Johann Sebastian Bachtober the 3rd.
Okay.
Good morning, Joanna Barba.
Good morning, Buzz Adams.
It's not just the two of us today, is it?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay. All right. We have a lot to tell you about. Haunted House opens tonight and is going to be open through Sunday this week. We'll have more expanded hours the closer we get to Halloween, but tonight, 7 to 10 at the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror, 13900 Montana Boulevard. And Thursdays are student discount night. Show a school ID and you get $5 off. That's courtesy of Western Tech, 7 to 10 tonight. And student discount night. Fridays and Saturdays, we have extended hours from 7 to midnight. And Sundays, the fear continues from 7 to 10 for those who dare to end their week on a horrifying note. You can get upgrade Fast Pass if there's a line that you don't care to stand in. You can get a Fast Pass from Right Drive. KLAQ Haunted Houses, it's now Haunted House of Terror.
Oh, yeah.
Brought to you by Western Tech, Burnout Bullies, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and War Eagles. Proudly produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. Well, let's get a look at weather here real quick. I think it's going to be, for the most part, pretty mild, like upper 80s, low 90s for high temperatures.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks like what it's doing. Sunny today, 92 for the high temperature. For Friday, there might be some wind. You remember a couple of days ago, we had some pretty high winds and dust in the air. So Friday afternoon, look for 15, 20 mile an hour winds. Nothing crazy. Otherwise, 91 and sunshine. Not seeing any rain in the forecast through the weekend, Joanna.
Alrighty.
Saturday and Sunday, you got sunny. You got those highs in the 90s, and you got winds under 10 miles an hour. I give those A-plus golf days. This is the Golfer's Forecast. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Or call the Pro Shop. Their number's 915-821-2122. I did Irish car bombs, not real Irish car bombs, the drink with the bartender on Saturday morning.
On Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What a way to start the morning.
Dude, he's just like, let's do Irish car bombs.
Where you're like, okay.
I had forgotten. I think I remembered it's one of those where you put a shot inside
In a beer.
of beer, and then drink all of it. It tasted as good as anything you guys bring from Starbucks.
It tastes so good that one St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah?
I drank too many of those.
Too many Irish car bombs.
And they did not taste so good coming back out. And now I can't do Irish car bombs.
Well, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks.
Joanna's going to have the Hollywood Cheese May in about an hour. That's our entertainment update. So I'm just waiting to hear what's in the Cheese May today.
Oh, a doctor who was charged in Matthew Perry's case has pled guilty. Dr. Mark Chavez has pled guilty and could face up to 10 years behind bars.
Joanna Barba, my own co-host and producer,
Me.
is the Queen of Halloween.
Thank you.
And she's going to have Queen of Halloween trivia coming up later today. We'll give out some passes to the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror with Queen of Halloween trivia. And although you're the Queen of Halloween, the Queen of Christmas says it is too early to be playing Christmas songs, even her Christmas songs.
Oh,
can you guess who it is?
Carey?
Is that who you guess?
Yes.
Well, we will find out. I've got Today in Sound clips coming up here before too long.
Spooky.
We've got Miner football tonight at the Sun Bowl. So a Thursday night game. Miners off last week with a bye week. And as Steve Kaplowitz told us, every game that they play in October is going to be on a weeknight. So tonight, I don't know who they're playing. But the Sun Bowl will be rocking as the 0-4 Miners are playing a Thursday night game. This Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the Sunday night football spotlight when they travel to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers in a classic rivalry. You can hear all the action right here on 95.5 KLAQ. Our broadcast starts with the pregame show at 5 p.m. on Sunday. After the game, we will join Loudwire Weekends, already in progress. Dallas Cowboys football on KLAQ is brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, 915 Tours, and Border City Ale House. Border City Ale House is the home of the 600 ESPN El Paso Monday Night Football watch parties with Steve Kaplowitz. Got Today in Sound clips. Hurricane recovery is in the news. Dock workers strike is there. And a whole lot more coming up in Today in Sound clips in just a moment.
The Daily Calendar. Hey, so it's October 3rd, the start of the Bathukama celebration in India. It's a celebration of life where you kill a bunch of flowers and stack them up. It's Mean Girls Day every October 3rd.
Simply because of this.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
It's National Boyfriend Day, and if you go to your boyfriend for tech issues, celebrate him twice, it's Techies Day.
And that's your Daily Calendar.
You get it?
There. Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial.
It's fall. Leaves change color. Temperatures cool. It's the perfect time to
wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back.
You are kidding me.
No, senor! Only on KLAQ.
We have a concert that KLAQ is presenting at the Rock House with a really great band, Blackstone Cherry. If you know them, you'll love them. They are also part of a giveaway. We've got an autographed Blackstone Cherry band commemorative guitar. And if you want to win this, just go to the feature button on the KLAQ mobile app. Or if you're on KLAQ.com, you'll find it on the must-read bar at KLAQ.com. Enter to win this great contest. Also includes tickets to see Blackstone Cherry when they perform at Rock House on Saturday, October the 12th. Win tickets and the signed Blackstone Cherry guitar.
Blackstone Cherry.
Sign up at KLAQ.com. The KLAQ mobile app grand prize winner will be announced on Tuesday right here on the Buzz Adams Morning Show. And then Blackstone Cherry is playing at the Rock House. October 12th, they're going to come by. My understanding was they're going to come by and perform for us in studio, too. So looking forward to that. All right. right, let's go ahead. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Buzz.
Let's go ahead and get into Today in Sound Clips.
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. We'll start off with the more serious news first. The death toll from Hurricane Helene is now up to 189 people confirmed dead. There's still hundreds missing, and of course, they're starting to assume the worst. Talking to reporters in Augusta, Georgia yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris revealed that FEMA is giving cash assistance to some people affected by Hurricane Helene, with FEMA representatives going door to door to sign up people to get cash assistance.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected. There are FEMA personnel who are going door to door to interact personally with folks, especially those who do not have electricity.
That's not all. Vice President Harris said that FEMA is also making available money for home repairs, insurance deductibles, and temporary housing.
FEMA is also providing tens of thousands more dollars for folks to help them be able to deal with home repair, to be able to cover a deductible when and if they have insurance, and also hotel costs.
Yes, they're still searching for survivors, hopefully, remains, possibly. President Joe Biden yesterday said the situation is no time for politics.
In a moment like this, we put politics aside. At least we should put it all aside, and we have here. There are no Democrats or Republicans, only Americans. And our job is to help as many people as we can, as quickly as we can, and as thoroughly.
In the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, they are searching and trying to rescue anybody who might still be out there, and it's National Guard soldiers. So here's the North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper talking about the job the National Guard is doing in rescuing people.
More than 1,000 National Guard soldiers are rescuing people. They've rescued more than 1,400 people so far, and they are deploying food and water and other supplies, many thousands of pounds.
Remember the over the weekend, there was a chemical plant fire in Georgia. Air quality samples, weather forecasts predict that there's a high likelihood that people in the metro Atlanta area are going to smell chlorine and see a haze in the air. The fire that broke out on the roof of the biolab in Conyers Sunday morning sent massive plumes of chemical smoke into the air, and it continues to drift around in the air. The air quality findings announced yesterday were above the action level for chlorine. Here is Rockdale Health District Dr. Lynn Paxson saying it's not to the level where it's dangerous. So I guess that's good news.
The level at which you can actually smell the chlorine in the air, which is what's happening right now, is actually below the level that actually causes a problem.
All right, here's a story for you. Missing 3-year-old with autism wandered off.
Oh, man.
Parents had no idea where the 3-year-old had gone. So the police found him in the swimming pool, floating. Face up, alive. He was just floating on his back in a swimming pool.
Oh, my God.
Here's the moment from the chest cam video that the police officer found the boy, and we're also going to hear from his parents in this clip.
Just before I found him, he's in a pool.
Come here, buddy. Hey.
He's breathing, conscious.
Every time since he was 1 that we went swimming in the summer, I've kind of held him on his back so he could try to float above water. So I'm pretty sure that's what played a role in him remembering to stay there.
I want to personally thank him deeply for, just being able to find my son.
I definitely want to give him a huge thanks. I can't describe how grateful I am for him and stuff, so.
Oh, my God. That's like every parent's worst nightmare.
Baseball legend, but not Hall of Famer Pete Rose passed away this week. And this is a clip said to be from the final interview that he gave. And he made it clear what he thought about being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame after he died. So this is, we believe, the last interview Pete Rose ever gave, and here's what he had to say about post-mortem induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I don't see much sense in putting me on the ballot after I die, because for a player to go into his or her Hall of Fame, it's more or less for your family and it's more or less for your fan base. And I'm big on both of those two things right there. And I know most of the people who rooted for me my whole career would love to see me in the Hall of Fame as a living player, not as someone who's 10 feet under. I always thought about that. What good would it do my family if they put me in the Hall of Fame after I die? I can't think of anything good about that, because I'm the one that did the work. I'm the one that put the time in. I'm the one who was dedicated to the game of baseball. I was the one dedicated to my teammates, to the 3 teams I played for. And
I don't know if you could tell, but Pete Rose was never known for being overly modest.
For the game of baseball in general. I tried to sell the game for my 24 years as a Major League Baseball player by going out there every day and busting my ass and trying to entertain the people. And I wish every player, really, I do. I wish every player approached the game of baseball the way I approached it when I played.
Charlie Hustle.
And there's certainly a lot of them that do today, but unfortunately not all of them do. And I wish they all played the same way that I played, or the same way that Willie played, or the same way that Henry played, or the same way that Babe Ruth played. We put our hearts and our soul into the game of baseball. And I think there's a certain amount of players that you can watch play and you can tell if they're really legitimate or if they're phony. And I was a legitimate player when I played, as was the guys I mentioned.
All right. Well, nothing he said was not true, though. I mean, as boastful as Pete Rose would come off, he wasn't exaggerating. He was that good. The strike is going to continue. You're going to start seeing shortages, they say, of all kinds of consumer goods, from cars to clothes. Some food items, seafood, for instance, is going to be disrupted. I just want to say the
malls start closing down. They can't.
I want to play this guy. So this guy is the Longshoremen Union president, Harold Daggett, and he sounds like a mob boss, not a real life mob boss, but like a mob boss in a Batman movie,
like
a Soprano,
like the Penguin,
and the. Oh, man, what
You're
a great
watching
second
so much
episode.
of that.
So great. The second episode is so good. As he's getting going on, saying what's going to happen and how they're going to exact their revenge, he sounds more and more like a supervillain. I don't know if I'm on the side of this guy. Oops, hold on.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port, a lockdown. You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in.
Okay, so they want a hefty
it's not
pay
coming
increase.
in.
It's not coming in over here.
I thought at one point he was just going to say, bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom, Stugatz. Bring the gabagool.
Yeah, give me some gabagool.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli. So I'm not just making fun of the guy's voice, but the ILA, the Longshoremen's Union, is still just rife with mob activity. I mean, you think about the mob not being what it was back in the.
Oh, you think
70s.
it is?
Of course it is.
Is that like an informed guess?
I mean.
Well, no, I'm saying, is this part of the news story? Like, them being in the mob being part of them, is that part of the news?
I'm not reading it. It's an opinion, but I believe it to be true.
They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days.
Okay, so what Ronald Reagan would have done was like, no, you're essential, get back to work, or be replaced. That's what Reagan would have done.
Is that the Taft-Hartley thing?
I'm more familiar with the Smoot-Hawley tariff than I am the Taft-Hartley. No, I don't know. They want a big pay raise, but explain this to me. At the same time, they want assurances that workers won't be replaced by what's the word you would use for
robots?
Automation.
Robots.
So you're asking for a huge raise, and you know that they have machines that could take your job already?
I forgot that you're a non-union guy.
I got a real personal stake in this.
Yeah, he was telling me earlier.
So my dad's factory, my dad worked at this factory since he was 19. And by the time he was in his 30s and 40, he was like the plant manager, but he worked his way up from the bottom. So he was like blue-collar management. And when they wanted to unionize, he was on the side, he was on management, right? And he was getting I found out later he was getting death threats. Some guys approached him in the parking lot at Kmart one time, and he sent us on into the store and talked to the guys, and I didn't find out until years later that they were basically like, nice family you got there. Shame if anything were to happen to them.
Oh, my God.
Well, here's what my dad said about union guys, about the union guys at his shop, all right? Uh-huh. And I've told you before, my dad, I thought, was a straight shooter, honest guy, and fair in all his dealings.
Even though he liked putting cornbread in milk.
Despite that.
That's delicious. I don't know what you're talking about. I agree with Buzz's dad there.
He said all of these guys, the loudest guys for the union, are the worst workers. They're the laziest workers we have. They're all on the verge of being fired anyway because they clock in late. They clock out early or don't clock out at all.
So now do you think all unions are like that?
Yes.
Buzz's views on unions have been tainted because of that.
It can't not be affected by that. We'd get phone calls in the middle of the night, and we'd have to go to another house sometimes. I can recall that. My dad slept with a gun on the bedstand.
I'm a union guy, all right?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada
boom over here. I don't think it's a coincidence that the union leaders sound so much like Tony Soprano. I really don't.
That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8.
Yeah, they're saying, and what is being a longshoreman? Lifting stuff mostly, right?
Look, dude, I'm not going to diminish the work that some of these guys do just because you had a problem with unions, okay? Like, these guys are really important. I think.
It's not diminished.
I think,
they're important work.
I think it is important that they get the protections that they want.
I think that a lot of
places automation.
Yes,
automation.
There's a lot of like the writer's strike last year was all because of AI.
Well, this
isn't
AI. This is
automation.
But still,
automation.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, don't be picky about the topics.
These jobs are going away. It could happen. It could happen
get
this week, or
protection.
it could happen in 10 years. But it's going away.
I don't know what your problem is with. What is your problem?
Bring in the machines.
Like, dude, we've had like multiple strikes this year from all kinds of different labor organizations. For that reason,
job is what I say.
Okay, whatever. For that reason,
I bet the loudest guys, just like my dad said, are the worst employees they have.
All right, I don't know what point you're trying to make here.
And if you would like to know what shortages we could possibly see, you can check out KLAQ.com.
All right. Well,
you look like you're like, screw them. I don't care what they do to us.
Like, bring in the machines.
Yeah.
Why do you think they moved a bunch of operations over to China and Mexico and Canada?
Because of NAFTA.
Well,
because it was cheaper to do that. It had nothing to do with them sounding like Tony Soprano.
These dock workers make like $120,000 a year.
I guess some of them deserve it then.
Look at all the goods that they're bringing in.
Why are you so against people making a living?
Because he's got a tainted view.
Dude, seriously, you sound terrible.
It influences his everyday decisions.
All right,
now.
listen. Americans are panic buying toilet paper because
Stop
of this.
it.
Again.
And experts
Thank
say,
God I still have
Damn it.
all that toilet paper
This
the first
happened-
time.
No, calm
This
down.
happened last time with the pandemic, and at the peak of it, we ran out of toilet paper. And again, it's happening. We're running out of
Joanna,
toilet paper at the house.
You should still have some from last time.
I didn't hoard any.
Oh, you should have.
I got some. The experts say that there is no reason to be panic buying toilet paper.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Over 90% of our toilet paper comes from the U.S., Canada, or Mexico, and it is not brought on boats. So the experts say this is one product that's probably not going to be affected by the longshoremen union strike.
Plus, fall is coming, and the leaves are just the right consistency.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to get them too crunchy.
Yeah.
You want them, well, they're still a little
soft.
green, maybe orange.
But yeah, a little orange.
Here is Harold Daggett, the head of the Longshoremen's Union, about shutting down the ports.
Now you start to realize who the longshoremen are, right? People never gave a about us until now, when they finally realized that the chain is being broke now.
You know, I kind of agree with him in a way that, like, yeah, people probably didn't even think about a longshoreman as being important to our supply chain whatsoever. And I think the strike will eventually work.
A principal was arrested and eventually fired after showing up to a school dance drunk. Police in Oklahoma arrested the principal of a high school.
Principal Stevens?
Doesn't say. Maybe we'll find out in the story. There are also reports that not only was he drunk, he also got handsy with some of the students.
Okay, well, that's a whole different crime.
Here is Tulsa Police Captain Richard Muhlenberg.
Hey, Tulsa.
Talking about the arrest and accusations.
Someone who is entrusted with children every day. So that's a component of this, and we understand how parents feel about that. Our Special Victims Unit is leading the investigation and talking to these kids. What we're asking for is more evidence. We're sure that kids there might have taken some video or had something else, and if they had that, to please submit it to us.
Joanna,
the district fired the principal.
After Special Investigations Unit, Stabler and Benson checked him out. Did you have any drunk teachers, Joanna?
I had a drunk teacher. I mean, everybody told me.
That's what I mean.
Somebody looked in the
You're from the
drawer.
80s. I figured that you would have one.
Yeah, definitely in the 80s they had some. I think I did have one, and we would be like, oh, Mr. Farley's drunk again.
Yeah, we had a couple. And they were, one of them was the French teacher. And I didn't know what a drunk person looked like because I'd never been around anybody drunk but the other students. And one student said that he looked in her drawer and there's definitely like a bottle of Jim Beam in there or whatever. Mm-hmm. An inventor from Minnesota has just unveiled the poop copter. From the name, what would you guess the poop copter does?
The poopter?
The poop copter.
Copter.
The poop copter.
It hovers over you while you poop.
Does it pick up porta potties? I don't know.
Oh.
It's the world's first aerial, self-guided AI dog poop removal system. So it flies around and sees the dog poopies on the ground.
Copter.
It's a poop copter.
Plus, you can even sky dump the contents wherever you want to. Here is Caleb Olson, the inventor, talking about the sky dumps.
The drone can spin fast enough in midair such that the mechanism will fling open and you can sky dump on your neighbors or wherever you want to make that happen. Patrolling, detecting, picking up, and dropping off is the poop copter at its core.
Do you guys remember a Jack Black movie where he invented something that made poop evaporate? It was called... I forgot what it was called. Do you remember that movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh. And he got rich off of it? Okay.
Billy Mays?
No.
OxyClean?
Oh, it was called Vaporize.
Oh.
It was the product. So, there are people that their job is people pay me to go over to their house and pick up the dog.
Yeah, they're called teenagers.
It could be teenager, it could be your gardener or your lawn man or whatever.
I wonder if their union is going to get together and prevent automation.
This is automation that is going to put poop workers.
Is that what you were going to make? Is that you were trying to make that point?
That's exactly where I was headed with this. Finally.
Yeah, but just to be fair, poop workers probably don't make up, 1/3 of our GDP or infrastructure.
It's not even Halloween yet. And some people believe there should be Christmas music or not be. I mean, people are split. But even the Queen of Christmas says it's too early for Christmas music. This is what Mariah Carey posted while she was flying first class.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard, Mariah. We are headed to the North Pole.
Not yet. Sorry. They always rush me.
Right.
She's so funny when it comes to this whole thing because she does a countdown and she's like, it's almost time.
Not yet, though. Mariah said so. Mariah Carey said so.
You a big Mariah fan, Joanna?
Yes.
It's not even Halloween, and Christmas stuff is all over the stores. So we've combined the two holidays on the great new album, Halloween Carols.
Deck the trees with toilet paper. La, 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 la.
You'll get memorable Halloween carols like Oh Come All Ye Goblins, I Saw Mommy Kissing Frankenstein, Have Yourself a Merry Little Crunch Bar, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Chiclets, and this great classic.
Sour balls. Sour balls.
Order Halloween carols today and get the bonus track, Oh Holy Fright, absolutely free. Halloween carols, because we just haven't trashed Christmas enough.
Artist interviews, new music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases.
Champion of all things rock.
Alice in Chains down at a hole. 95.5 KLAQ. Going to get to the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events here in just a few minutes. Cash Code continues all this week, and then each weekday of next week, so Monday through Friday, we start giving out cash codes in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll give you a cash code, and what you do with that, and every cash code is another opportunity to get your name in and extra time. You know, it just makes sense. Get as many entries in as possible.
The more you enter, the more chances to win. Because math. Duh.
So you can win our daily prize of $100. We give that to 10 different people. So 10 winners win $100 every Monday through Friday. And then at the end of it all, in a couple of weeks, we're going to give away the grand prize, $30,000.
Woo!
Yep, 30 grand could be yours. So listen, today we'll give you a cash code in the 8 o'clock hour and then every hour through 5 o'clock. Once you get those cash codes, open the KLAQ mobile app and enter the cash codes. You can also find the official rules and any other information you may want. It's the Q cash codes on 95.5 KLAQ. Let's take a look at the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events, all right? Today is October the 3rd. And today is Techies Day. Do you consider yourself a tech? Now, you're a Trekkie, right? Not a techie.
I'm a techie. I'm pretty technical.
Today is Bring Your Bible to School Day. Well, I certainly have no problem with somebody bringing their Bible to school.
Oh.
Right?
What about a satanic Bible?
Well, then... Now you're poking the bear, you know? Probably
it's a Bible.
Somebody will say something. Birthdays today include Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things. I think he's the main character. He's 20 today. Tessa Thompson, who played Valkyrie in the Marvel movies, is 41. And Sean William Scott, the actor who was Stifler in the American Pie movies, 48 today.
You don't see enough of Sean William Scott anymore.
Yeah, it looked like he might be the next big thing, and you don't see him that much anymore. Lena Headey, who played Cersei Lannister on Game of Thrones, is 51 today.
Oh, and she's on The Purge. That movie's on right now in the background. I'm not watching it.
The first Purge?
Yes.
Shame.
That's not... who said that, though? That was Thompson. Emma Thompson. No, not Emma Thompson.
No. The lady who is now on Ted Lasso.
Yes.
But it was Lena Headey who had to walk naked down the street while everybody hurled abuse
I
at her.
remember that scene, sir.
Neve Campbell, you remember her as Sydney in the Scream movies. And she was also on, what else was she in, Joanna? The one, Neve Campbell?
Scream.
Yeah, but...
The Craft.
Yeah, The Craft. That's the one I'm thinking of. 51 today for Neve Campbell.
Coming back as Sydney Prescott.
Gwen Stefani is 55. She's now married to...
What?
Gwen Stefani's 55.
Dang.
What's
Blake Shelton.
there you go. I can never remember that hick's name. Actor Clive Owen is 60 today. And from Motley Crue, Tommy Lee is 62. He's a great drummer, but it helps having an extra drumstick. The Reverend Al Sharpton is 70 today. And a birthday formerly of Fleetwood Mac, Lindsey Buckingham, is having a birthday today.
It's What Up With That! I woke up this morning and I got out of bed, had a big old cup of coffee to clear my head. Telephone ring and you wanna chat? Well, sit on down and tell me what's up with that.
Oh, no, Lindsey Buckingham. We're out of time. Lindsey, I'm so sorry. We can't do your interview. We can't talk about your birthday because we're out of time. Lindsey Buckingham. 75 today, Lindsey Buckingham. And one of the early rockers is having a birthday. Chubby Checker is 83. His biggest hit was The Twist, followed by Twist Again. And then they re-released The Twist like 10 years later, and it went to number one again. So, Chubby Checker, 83.
Are there any weird stories about Chubby Checker? Like, was he a weird guy, or?
I once picked Chubby Checker up, or I gave him a ride from the radio station to his hotel. I don't know what was going on, and this was 30 years ago. You have never met somebody with an inflated ego like Chubby Checker. Elvis wasn't the king of rock and roll. I was the king of rock and roll. I was the person who invented boys and girls dancing apart from each other. He was very full of himself.
It's hilarious.
Today is Mean Girls Day. Joanna.
Happy Mean Girls Day, guys.
She doesn't even go here.
Why is it Mean Girls Day?
Because it's October 3rd, and on October 3rd, Aaron Samuels asked Katie Heron what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
It's October 3rd.
So got some dates in history for you.
Oh my God, Joanna.
That I think are pretty
What?
hilarious. It's a thing. People know that.
God, I can quote that entire movie.
You can quote Mean Girls while Buzz can quote Birdcage.
Armand Goldman over there.
Say what you were saying when you left, though.
You're jealous of my Guatemalaness.
That's Agator.
Yeah, I know. But I'm the, who would I be?
You're Armand.
You're Robin Williams.
Robin Williams?
Yes.
My Guatemalaness, my natural jungle heat. Speaking of which, I mean, this is a personal matter, but
what?
My manservant had a heart attack.
Henry?
Henry?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How'd you find out?
I gotta
Nana
tell
called
Lisa.
me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
His Nana called you?
No.
No,
my daughter's
your
Nana.
yeah.
So
Oh.
my mother and it's complicated. All right. But Henry called me yesterday from the ICU to let me know that he wasn't coming to work today.
I
won't be able to clean up after you.
Henry, I know. Henry, just relax. Get your rest. It's
He's like, oh no, how will Mr. Buzz live?
How would Mr. Buzz leave?
Who's gonna clean his chonis?
Don't worry, my sweet Thagador. 21 years ago in 2003, Roy Horn of the Magic team, Siegfried and Roy. Are we all right on breaks, or have I screwed up?
You've already screwed up, so I guess keep going.
He was nearly killed
yes.
by one of his white tigers. The white tiger Montecore bit him in the neck during the show. It severed an artery and left him partially paralyzed. That was in 2003. 29 years ago, 1995, if you were an adult then, you remember this. The jury in the O.J. Simpson murder trial came back, found O.J. innocent of the slayings of his former wife, Nicole Brown Simpson.
Why would my mom take me and my brother out of school and be like, "You need to watch this.
You need to watch this. This is going to be a foundational moment in American
She
history."
knew it was a highly cultural moment.
Yeah. And then she hugged us.
Was she upset or happy with the verdict?
I don't remember her. I don't remember her like jumping up and down. Like
he killed those people, right?
He totally killed them.
Totally killed those.
And if you want to know how, you can read his book.
If I did
it, this is how I would do it.
In 1992, Sinead O'Connor sang on Saturday Night Live and then pulled out a picture of the Pope, John Paul II, said, "Fight the real enemy," and ripped the picture up. NBC got 1,000 calls of protest. That was 32 years ago. Now, here are a couple of kids' shows. One of them, I remember when...
I wonder why. What was going on? Was it like the sex abuse stuff? Or
I mean, I think they've tried to retcon that, where it was about the sex abuse, but really those allegations were out there, but not on the same level. You know, when the story finally broke,
Right.
People thought it was just anti-Catholicism, anti-religion, but she tore a picture of the Pope, and people freaking lost their mind. A couple of kids shows. One I watched in reruns, and that's the Mickey Mouse Club. That premiered 69 years ago, 1955. Did you guys ever see a black and white Mickey Mouse Club? It's a bunch of kids. Some of them actually, like, in their
one's
20s.
named Justin, Brittany,
No,
Christina, Ryan.
No, I'm talking about Annette Funicello and Buddy and Chuck.
No.
MICKEYMOUSE. So you know it,
Yeah, I
right?
used to watch Mickey Mouse Club.
The black and white one?
No.
All Rose ever wanted was a Mickey Mouse Club sweater.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
She got one. and
It's
she's like,
Roy. You see his Roy. Okay.
No, I think it was Annette, wasn't it?
You know, there was a Roy on the original. Wait.
I think it was Roy.
Oh, maybe it was Roy.
Wait. You guys know about Roy and Annette?
No, it's a Golden Girls episode where
Christ.
Dorothy gives Rose a sweater, a Mickey Mouse sweater.
Mickey Mouse Club sweater. And
From Roy. I think you're right. It's Roy, because she's like, it misspelled my name.
So
they misspelled my name.
But you guys don't get Roy was the one old guy. So Roy was like 50.
Oh, okay. That's kind of weird.
And the same date, 69 years ago, 1955, another children's show, Captain Kangaroo, starring Bob Keeshan, debuted on CBS.
You a fan of that?
That was still on when I was a kid. So, yeah, I watched Captain Kangaroo. Mr. Green Jeans, Mr. Moose, and Bunny Rabbit, Dancing Bear. So many great memories that you're deprived of. And all you get is Reading Rainbow. You really missed out.
Nope.
So that's what...
Barney.
Barney.
Yeah.
Wait, were you guys really like the Barney generation?
The first one.
Yeah.
God almighty. Were you but you were too old for Teletubbies, for instance, right?
Yeah, by Teletubbies, that's my nephew's time.
I mean, they were fun to make fun of.
Oh, you were like at that age where you made fun of the little kids.
I mean, Tinky Winky. Yeah.
All right. That's the Mo Show calendar, everybody. And it's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Don't miss this exciting day of the week. Just a few short hours from Friday. It's Thursday. It's not Tuesday. It's not Wednesday. It's Thursday. Pretty soon you'll be thinking about the weekend. Thursday, one night only. Get your tickets now for the most exhilarating day of the week other than Friday. Thursday. The second most exciting day of the work week. Don't miss it. The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
If you need cash...
This October, Tanger invites you to shop pink and save lives. Your donation of $10 or more to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation helps fuel innovative research that brings us closer to a cure. It also unlocks exclusive savings from brands like Coach, Crocs, Columbia Factory Store, and more to shop all month long. Join us as we mark 30 years of advancing research and empowering hope. Donate and access your exclusive savings today at Tanger.com.
Credit. Go to 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
Have you made it your mission to prove to all of us that the longshore workers are the bad guys in this?
I never said the longshore workers are the bad guys.
Oh, okay.
The
Is it
union
because-
is.
Is it because the leader of the union sounds like a mob boss?
No, he's Googling over here. How much do longshoremen make?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you trying so hard?
Well, some people call.
Oh, okay.
Including some Teamsters. I'm not knocking you. You know, sometimes you have to be a member of the union to even get the job.
Yeah.
Or to even have the job, it's required. Not every member of the union loves the union so much. So, but we did get some phone calls about that and a few other things. So, how about we get to the neckline? Remember the neckline number? You can call that anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Dial up, leave a message, try and keep it under a minute would be great. Shorter the better. Short and sweet, that's what we like. Toll-free neckline number is 844-805-NECK. That's 844-805-6325. All right, let's take a couple of calls. And then Joanna has the Hollywood Cheese Me.
Morning show. Hey, Buzz, what the heck's Nico talking about? Why does mom pull him out of school? Up until that point, it was the crime of the century. Anybody that was in school, most classrooms had TVs in them. We were locked in, man.
The
Even
OJ.
in junior high. Crime of the century. OJ got off, but we all know he did it. Anyways, have a good day, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
my school
people said that they did show some of the the return of the verdict for some kids anyway.
My school did not do. We didn't have TVs like that. I know a lot.
We had TVs, but somebody had to go and roll it in
Yeah.
to the room. You know.
Well, there were some, and you probably aren't familiar with this, but there were some high schools with TVs where there was like a national service.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper used to be on it.
Oh, okay, where they do like the
Channel 1,
like the morning news
yeah,
and stuff.
right.
And things like
yeah,
that.
Anderson Cooper got started.
Uh-huh.
You don't remember seeing Anderson Cooper?
I didn't have that.
He was the only 19-year-old with white hair. Let's see. I know we got some other calls.
Oh, Joanna, also,
Nico.
I started your Vicky White documentary on Netflix yesterday.
Yeah.
And all I can say is, what a tragic, sad story for this lady.
So sad, yes.
She did, but she wasn't the victim, was she?
No, but you can just really understand.
You can really feel bad
for her. Like, she was the hardest working person in this entire corrections department, sheriff's office.
Yeah.
She had never had kids, but she was like motherly towards everybody. She just seemed like a nice person.
Mm-hmm. She wasn't motherly toward everybody.
I guess she was a little.
Here's another call.
Morning, Buzz. Morning, Nico. Morning, Joanna. Hey, Buzz, you know how I know Nico's gay? Because he watched The Golden Girls, and he's referencing it. Gotcha, Nico. Have a great day, guys. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. You know how I know you're gay?
How?
Because you macrameed yourself a pair of jean shorts.
Anything
Everybody
else?
loves the Golden Girls, all right?
I hated it when it was on. It was like, if I caught somebody watching The Golden Girls, it'd be like,
no, you
what's wrong
aren't.
with
I
you?
showed you 2 episodes that you laughed your ass off.
It's hilarious.
You laughed your ass off. The murder mystery where Rose and them go to a place and they have like a...
I love that
yeah,
one.
but to me, it's the kind of thing that once it's off, you don't remember it. It's not like you have fond or I guess you do, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I can quote it.
You know how I know you're gay?
How?
You just told me you're not sleeping with women anymore. I have the list
from Knocked Up.
It wasn't Knocked Up where they did that. It was
40-year-old
40-year-old virgin. And I have the list.
Oh, nice. Is it one of them like you have a Coldplay sticker or something?
You know how I know you're gay? You like Coldplay. You know how I know you're gay? You like the movie Made in Manhattan. You know how I know you're gay? I saw you make a spinach dip in a loaf of sourdough bread once.
What's up, Mocho? Hey, I think on the strike thing, I'm with Buzz, bro. That guy's a prick. that guy is doing the strike. Like he's taking so much pride and joy in creating this type of chaos or hurt on different industries or a hurt on the economy.
I think that was my point, is that this guy sounds so gleeful. He's like almost like a Batman supervillain. I'm going to bring this country to its knees. You understand?
That's not what I got from it.
He's trying to make a
that way they
point
know
that
who
his
the
workers are
longshoremen are.
important.
Or what do you say? So that way they know who we are. Like, bro, what's your demand here, bro? You want more money, or do you want people to know who you are? You want people to
They want more money.
to clean the road when you walk down the aisle because you unload boats? Like, Nico, bro, I bet you my left nut, bro. Anybody from El Paso can go over there and do that holiday real quick. With that same pay. And not to say that these people don't deserve a raise, but don't do it in that form, bro. Like, we want 70% or else, everybody else is going to see how much pain we can put you in, and then you'll know who we are. Like, come on, bro, it's just a job, man. It's a job.
Yeah, they want a 70% across the board raise, and some of them are already making $40 an hour.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot. And their argument is, we also don't want you to replace us with automation. And it's like, well, I think I see a chink in your armor there. There's a hole in your plan here. They can replace you eventually with automation.
How can you be so brazen with your criticism of this, but when it was like the Hollywood strike, you didn't sound nearly as hateful towards unions?
Look, if AI can write a better script, you deserve to lose. You deserve to lose your job.
No, but there needs to be protections for those things.
Really?
Yes. Really? Yes, there needs to be protections. I mean, companies were saying that they own your likeness and voice for years on end. You don't think that the actors union wants to prevent people from doing that? I mean, come on, you can see their point of view, right?
What if we had taken this attitude toward agriculture? Hey, these tractors are going to put a bunch of farm workers out of work. We need to ban tractors and huge combines. We would starve, is what would happen.
What?
Okay,
what?
so,
You're comparing apples and oranges.
No.
When people are saying that
automation.
When people are saying that they want protection from companies owning their likeness and voice, that has nothing to do with the machine upgrade of a tractor.
I'm just talking
That's talking about the protection you have against the company and the industry that's trying to take advantage of you.
All right. What I'm saying is there has been automation for a long time, and a lot of people would go in and destroy looms, because there was a lot of upheaval in the textile industry in the 1800s. So people would go in and destroy the looms that were putting them out of business. Technology is going to happen. You can fight against it, but you're going to lose eventually. Okay. Things get automated, and they have for many years.
What's going on, Morning Show? I wanted to chime in on the port union. I'm part of the Teamsters here in El Paso, and our principal office is in Dallas. But the Teamsters here are strong, but my family on the East Coast, the Teamsters over there, now that is strong. They are feared, respected. And you tell somebody you're part of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters in the East Coast,
yeah, because they're affiliated with the legitimate mafia, like not literally the mafia.
Why do you sound so hateful?
I don't know, just conditioned.
It sounds like you're like they're the enemy. The enemy is the unions.
It's a different story. They're very strong over there. And I guess I want to say because they got ties to the mafia, but
right. Yeah.
That's neither here or there.
It is.
All that Hoppa talk, but y'all have a good day.
Yeah,
Jimmy
you
Hoppa
walk
talk.
around and you throw your weight around because they know you're in with these mafia guys. That was a Teamster saying that, not me.
Oh, no. He didn't sound hateful saying it, though.
It's the Hollywood Cheese Man. It's the Hollywood Cheese Man. Joanna, tell us more.
Joanna, what's happening in the Hollywood Cheese Bay?
Sure. 90s kids rejoice. Paramount has announced that it's working on a new live-action CGI big screen Rugrats movie.
What's your take on this?
Nobody asked for this.
Bruh. Right. Bring back. If anybody wants to do it, they want to do it for nostalgia. You want to see you want to see Tommy Pickles as a cartoon character, right?
Who wants to see Tommy as a CGI
That is a nightmare.
live action? That's a nightmare.
The settings.
It's going to be that creepy baby that Ally McBeal had on back in the 90s.
The dancing baby.
Yeah.
The settings will be live action, so the characters, Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil, will be CGI-assisted animation. No word on which of the original voice actors will be featured in the film. The original series first aired on Netflix, on Nickelodeon in 1991 and dominated the network through the 90s.
Who was that? Who was the character who was like the little baby bitch?
Angelica.
The
baby bitch.
You stupid babies.
Stupid babies. Yesterday, Dr. Mark Chavez, one of the doctors charged in connection with Matthew Perry's ketamine death, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine in federal court in Los Angeles. Chavez's sentencing is set for next April, and he could get up to 10 years behind bars. Currently, he remains free on a $50,000 bond. He surrendered his passport and agreed not to work as a doctor. Chavez's attorney, Matthew Binninger, stated that Mark has accepted responsibility for his actions, and the wheels are in motion for the medical board to revoke his license. Chavez is one of three who took plea deals, joining Perry's assistant Kenneth Iwamasa and Eric Fleming, who prosecutors say helped broker the drug deals. Meanwhile, Dr. Salvador Plasencia and Jasveen Singh, a.k.a. the Ketamine Queen, are fighting their charges and have pleaded not guilty.
It'd be hard to plead not guilty when you are known as the
ketamine queen, right?
You're the queen of Halloween.
Ketamine queen, how do you plead?
She's not
guilty.
Thank you, Your Honor. Pink Floyd have sold their catalog to Sony Music for $400 million after several years of band infighting and near agreements. The deal includes Pink Floyd's recorded music rights, but not their publishing. However, the band has signed over their name and likeness, giving the label rights to merch and potential movie and TV spin-offs. Nice.
My guess or my understanding is that David Gilmour and Roger Waters really can't stand each other.
Right.
And I think it's Gilmour who has just wanted to do this so that he doesn't have to deal with Roger anymore.
Yes, this closes just weeks after David Gilmour admitted to Rolling Stone that it would be a dream to sell Pink Floyd's catalog and get out of the mud bath. Apparently, because of that relationship with
their
Roger
song
Waters.
"Money" is coming true.
Oof.
Grab that stash and make it done.
The catalog acquisition is Sony's latest massive deal with a legacy artist. Earlier this year, Queen's catalog and likeness rights fetched a reported $1.27 billion. Money! Damn, that's a lot of money. Finally, Tony Hawk and Steve-O are executive producing Skate or Die, an upcoming anthology series.
Skate and Die.
Oh, Skate or Die. The series will tell a brand new real-life story in each season, much like Netflix's Monster anthology series. And the first season will tell the story of former pro skater Lee Ralph. According to The Hollywood Reporter, season 1 will follow Lee's childhood in New Zealand, growing up the son of a heroin-dealing father, and his rise to becoming a skating pro in the late 80s, often skating barefoot. At the peak of his fame as one of the sport's top stars, he suddenly dropped out. In a statement, Hawk said of Lee, quote, "Lee Ralph was a truly unique character, and that is saying a lot in the eclectic world of skateboarding. His skating was powerful and smooth, while his appearance and attitude was unapologetically grimy. But he always wore a smile, and we were always stoked to see him." Skate or Die does not yet have a release date, nor do we know which studio will globally release it. And with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Got some calls coming in. Got some of our regular callers defending the unions. And sure, I got that.
Is there a radio union?
No.
I don't think so.
They would have been crushed long ago.
Right. We can't even organize a remote. How are we going to organize a movement?
Good point, yeah.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
At Progressive.com.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price.
This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
Casualty Insurance and Affiliates, not available in all states. We cannot be held liable for your favorite team's terrible and frankly embarrassing performances now or ever.
We're back. Buzz is back.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
Buzz in the morning show. 95.5 The Q.
Cash code coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll have one per hour throughout the day. And again tomorrow and then all next week, Monday through Friday. Listen for those cash codes. Enter them on the KLAQ mobile app for a chance to win $30,000. So I got a few calls from regular callers. And I'm going to play them. They're pro-union. I'm not trashing all the people that are in the union, but like this guy that's threatening to cripple America, he lives in a mansion and drives a Bentley. I mean, he's not like a blue collar guy. He doesn't lift anything. The guy that's doing all the tough talk. What's this guy's name? Daggett?
Well, unions have leaders, obviously,
who live like management, like upper management.
These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's going to happen?
I don't know, Carmine Falcone, tell us.
Tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week,
boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom.
Guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China.
Yeah, this guy's a millionaire. So let me get a couple of calls going.
But I mean, he was making a point about people are going to realize how important our jobs are when we stop doing them. I mean, it's the same reason why anybody
perfect excuse to automate.
Okay, dude, you're literally talking about taking jobs.
These people just want
away
job
from each other.
security.
The nurses want job security. When they did a strike this year, I didn't hear you talking about how terrible the nurses unions are.
I don't think they're all equally the same, but listen, they want a 70% wage increase across the board. Okay. That is just insane.
I don't know. Is it for the work that they do? Do you know anything about them or the work that they do? Or do you just know this guy sounds bad and I don't like him?
I saw on the waterfront where Marlon Brando played dock worker. You load stuff and unload stuff is what it looks like to me.
Hey, good morning, guys. Just quick comment on the topic you're talking about, unions and such. Excuse me. I'm pro-union. Though I don't think unions, every union member, every union does things that I agree with. Because of unions, we have the 40-hour work week. Because of unions, people get paid overtime. Because of unions, there's a lot of things in place that favor the worker. But this longshoreman strike that's going on, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's 100% political. 100% political. The timing of it, what they're asking for, never mind that the union leader is a hardcore Trumper. So I'm going to make a prediction and say...
I didn't even know that. Like the guy that we were playing, I had no idea what his political... I mean, I assumed probably Democrat.
I don't think politics matters in this.
I'm just saying it's something I did not know.
Within the next day or so, or within the next week, Trump will step his foot in it. We'll say he can fix it. And then you may magically see that strike end. But again, it would have been all pre-planned. Anyways, you guys have a good one.
Yeah. So go on strike, cripple the economy, blame Joe Biden. Don't get together when Joe Biden tells you to, but then Trump steps in and looks like the White Knight, which he might actually be, like a member of the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. I don't know for sure.
There's a couple of things, Buzz, about unions. First of all, if not for unions, we wouldn't have the 40-hour work week. We wouldn't have overtime pay. we wouldn't have all kinds of protection for workers in terms of safety. I'm not talking about, I agree with you about animation. Animation will take over, it'll take over. We're talking about
automation,
worker safety. That was all union stuff being done.
You know, Henry Ford introduced the 40-hour work week, the 5-day, 8 hours a day, 40-hour work week. And his shop was not union. His was the first to do it. And they were not unionized.
It was not a national thing. That was his company chose to do that.
Child labor, that was union eliminating child labor. So the unions are actually a pretty good force and have been a pretty good force in the United States for a long time. And in terms of your saying that, the East Coast, they're all mafia related. Hey, I want you to know something. My own grandfather was a president of the Teamsters Union in Newark, New Jersey, back in the 20s to 50s, I guess. And as far as him being mob affiliated, well, all I know is that at his funeral in 1959, a couple of mobsters did show up, and according to my dad, and this was not my dad's father, it was my mom's father, but according to my dad, the two mobsters showed up to make sure he was dead. So, yeah, continue with your ridiculous stereotypes because some mean guys said some stuff to your dad. Let me tell you something. My dad was one of these guys who spoke up in society, and when he saw a wrong, he would express it, and he would write letters to the newspaper. Or maybe make phone calls to the local radio station. We got threats at home. We got threats. We got anti-Semitic threats in my house. So I guess all Christians are evil because some Christians made anti-Semitic threats against my dad, just like all union members are evil because some union members made threats against your dad.
Okay, well, Tracy's a teacher, and the teachers union is a universe away from the ILA, the Longshoremen's Union.
You sound like you're painting with a very broad brush this morning.
This mob leader sounds like a gangster who wants to cripple and bring down America.
No, he's talking about what the consequences of a strike will be, and that's what most leaders.
He also wants the strike to end as quickly as possible. He doesn't want those repercussions.
Those aren't realistic asks.
I don't know.
So that's why they have to go back to the drawing board to find, a
common ground. Yeah, negotiate. But we know nothing about longshoremen. Buzz.
Yeah,
none of us know anything about this.
It sounds like a difficult job that I would not want to do.
The problem with Buzz's this is from our app chat. The problem with Buzz's argument is that he is against it because, well, it doesn't touch his life yet. Buzz, imagine if Town Square used your voice and decided to create an AI version of you as a radio host.
I've already got a lawyer.
And they were like, okay,
I have a lawyer.
You have a lawyer, but you don't have protections against it. It's not necessarily in your contract or anything that is prohibiting any of that.
I think a lot of this is so new, it's eventually going to be worked out in the courts, but I can't imagine somebody saying, we own your voice, so we don't need to pay you anymore. We're just going to assign it to an AI. No.
That's what the actors' strike was about. You know that, right?
If that happens, we're going to take to the streets and we're going to bada bing on their heads. You know what I mean? They never seen nothing like this.
I mean, some people talk like that, dude, on the East Coast. I don't know. I mean, that's like them going on a New York radio show. You hear all them Texans that talk like this? You know how they sound like a bunch of hicks down in Texas.
Well, I don't sound like that.
Good morning, Mo Show. Hope everyone's doing great this Thursday. Quick comment on the guy that you just put on there, the guy that's a millionaire threatening to cripple the country. That dude sounds like freaking Tony Soprano. Exactly like Tony Soprano. So, absolutely, he's threatening the livelihood of a lot of people, and the American economy is not going to put up with it. Y'all have a good day.
I mean, he sounds happy to do it. He sounds happy to throw a third of people out of work, so they can get these. And what about that other caller who said that this guy is so pro-Trump that he basically wants to create a disaster on Joe Biden's watch so Trump can swoop in and play the hero?
I don't know, dude.
Wow,
this sounds like conspiratorial at all levels.
Well, I believe it. The mafia is a conspiracy.
A lot of people believe in QAnon as well. There's not any basis for reality in that.
The existence of a mafia of organized crime is not a conspiracy theory, right? All right, let's take a break.
No, I guess not. I don't know. What do you want?
Totally on board of this guy's in the mafia.
This guy's in the mafia. I hate this guy. I hate the mafia. What else do you want from us or this?
Wait, now what was Tracy's point about two mafia guys going to his grandfather's funeral to make sure he was dead?
I didn't hear that part of it.
Yeah, that was the middle part of what Tracy was saying. Listen, Tracy, no hard feelings against you, but I was like 10 when we were getting phone calls at night. We'd have to get out of the house because my dad's factory was going through
somebody made a mean call to my daddy. Also,
I think he threatened to kill us, his family.
1940, Congress passed the Fair Labor Standards Act. This was the beginning of the 40-hour work week, not Henry Ford.
Henry Ford had done it at least 20 years before, but not naturally.
Not the beginning.
Right, but for his company, he was the first guy that introduced the 40-hour work week.
But it has nothing to do with, like, unions help get the Fair Labor Standards Act passed.
Real quick, have you followed what's going on, the latest crazy thing with RFK Jr.? Apparently, he has been a bizarre weirdo for a long time.
I have forgotten about that dude for a while now because we hadn't heard of strange stories.
There's a story that's been going on a week. So I guess he had an affair, but a non-sexual affair with a really well-known reporter from New York Magazine.
New.
No, but it's last week. Olivia Newsy.
Yeah.
I guess she sent him racy photos, and she's 30. And RFK Jr. is like 75.
Mm-hmm.
And he was bragging to these people about the nude photos that Olivia Newsy would send him. So that came out, and the report is there are rumors Cheryl Hines wants a divorce. There are rumors that she kind of wanted a divorce after RFK Jr. endorsed Trump, and that this is just the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak.
Oh, I mean, there is nothing more embarrassing, I think, for the Kennedy family than Robert F. Kennedy right now. I mean, what a stain.
We are not used to having the Kennedy men having affairs outside the marriage.
Hi, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And if you're like me, you're on the verge of getting a divorce. Well, I'm representing myself in my divorce case, and I can represent you. Yes, as your divorce attorney, I'll help you get the fairest settlement possible. Oh, hey, there's another client. Hello?
Yeah, my wife and I are going through a messy divorce. We need to figure out who gets custody of the kid.
Well, first thing I would do is file with a request to...
a what?
Because you see, it's going to depend on the best interest of the kids. So,
who's going to get the kids?
I couldn't have been clearer. The kids will go to
Thanks.
So if you're going through a divorce, hire me, Robert Kennedy Jr., as your attorney. I can help. Se habla española.
Disclaimer here, RFK Jr. Talks that way because of medical condition. We are not making fun of his medical condition. We're making fun of him for being a weirdo.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
At Humana, our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. You could have a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
More than 800 vehicles to choose from because Viva makes it happen.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Starting tonight at 7, the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror is open. It's open from 7 to 10 tonight. Woo! And Friday and Saturday open 7 to midnight. Sunday, 7 to 10. Thursdays are student discount nights. Show us school ID and you get a $5 discount courtesy of Western Tech. KLAQ Haunted House of Terror is at 13900 Montana Boulevard. The one that we had been promoting on Joe Battle is not open this weekend. So 13900 Montana. I don't want anybody, driving way out of their way. KLAQ Haunted Houses of Terror brought to you by Western Tech, Burnout Bullies, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and War Eagles. Proudly produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. So, I was fully ready to move on because I realize I get emotional when I talk about this.
Yes.
Like I have a real anti-union bias. it goes way back. But the more I'm hearing, and people keep calling in about it, like a lot of people have a lot to say about these oh, good. Nico, I'm glad you're back because a lot of people are calling about this. And I want to make sure you were here for some of the calls.
I told you I'd make it.
Hey, morning show. Good morning. First time caller, but long time listener. This stuff about the dock workers and the strike and everything, got to figure they're making right now $100,000 a year without overtime, so that's additional.
So get this. A third of longshoremen that are in the ILA, a third of them make $200,000 a year or more. They're dock workers. Is there something special about being a dock worker that makes you irreplaceable to the point that you want a 76% raise on top of the $200,000?
Don't truckers make 6 figures sometimes?
They can, yeah.
So you have a problem with people, manual labor, making 6 figures?
When you this close to an election go and say we want a 76% raise, yeah, I got a little problem with that. And if we don't get our way, we'll shut down America. That's communist propaganda.
It turns out whatever his name is, Daggett, and the International Longshoresmen Association endorsed President Joe Biden in 2020. This time, though, I think they're endorsing Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, they're both mafia affiliated. They got a lot of the same friends, I bet you.
So if you break it down, $100,000 a year divided up by 52 weeks in a year, that's almost $2,000 a week. Break that down, $2,000 a week, about $50 an hour. Now they want a 70% increase over their 6-year contract. Breaking that down, you got over $300,000 a year, $3,200 a week when it's all said and done. So, my goodness, I'm living on $15 an hour, and I'm making it okay. And I used to work for a big automotive chain store here in El Paso, and I was a store manager. That store would give me, sorry about that, I almost gave away, but that store would give me $1.25 and said, divide that $1.25 between all your employees to give them a raise. I had to split $1.25 between each employee to give them a nickel or 10-cent raise. So, I don't know. If I could live on $100,000 a year, that would be awesome. Just my 2 cents.
Well, some of them live
in New York City.
It's a lot. It's a different world. As far as expenses and costs go. But still, $200,000 and a third of dock workers, and they don't want robots to replace it. Why wouldn't the owners or the people who run the shipping company? Why wouldn't they replace them with robots?
Speaking of conspiracy theorists, the mafia and longshoremen, have you ever heard of Operation Underworld, where our government and the mafia, who controlled the dock workers, teamed up apparently to protect the docks against the Nazis? And of course, during World War I, there was a lot of terrorist actions done by the Germans at our docks. And a person that gets into that is the author of the name Whitney Webb. She has a couple of books out. One Nation Under Blackmail, volumes 1 and 2. Check it out. Operation Underworld.
Yeah, this was a plot point in the Warren Beatty movie Bugsy. Bugsy Siegel hated, because he was Jewish. He hated the Nazis, and he worked with some of his, Italian fellow mobsters who hated Mussolini. And so the deal was, look, we need your help. We know you're the mafia. We're definitely going to prosecute you at some point in the future, but can you keep the Nazis out of the docks and make sure there's no espionage or sabotage going on? Okay. Well, you've never been able to get a Krabby Patty.
Wait. Did you get it all out?
I think so, but people keep calling and just setting me off again, man. If you want me to talk about something else.
What is it with the is it just, do you have something against Teamsters?
I think it's this
Teamsters?
Guy's attitude that he is so joyful to talk about the different ways that he can America if he wants to. It's disloyal. It's ungrateful. He makes $270,000 a year. Found out a few things as I was looking some of this up. Let me see what I can find.
If you're just
the union is demanding a 77% raise over the next 6 years, or the equivalent of a $5 increase per hour for each year of the contract.
Wait. It's a starting pay. Starting pay is $20 an hour.
Yeah, starting pay, sure. But in the union system, all you got to do is show up for work and you keep the job. And especially a union like the longshoremen, the ILA, it's almost impossible to get fired. So you're making some of these guys $200,000 a year or more, and they want a 76%.
And they're all pieces of crap, right? That's what you're saying.
No.
Yeah, they're all pieces of crap. All those union workers.
No, why do you ask me what I think and then try to put words in my mouth? That's not what I'm saying at all.
They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship.
That dude has had people whacked. There's no doubt about it.
They go out of business.
Oh, my God.
Construction work.
I guarantee this guy has got a boat called the Stugats.
Get laid off because the materials.
He took his best friend Big out and threw him in the water. That's right. Big sleeps with the fishes.
Aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job.
He's smiling as he's saying this. He's smiling like a super villain.
Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize
you could fire all those guys that are making $200,000 a year and just hire somebody else because anybody can lift stuff. And in fact, the guys making $200,000 a year are probably getting to the point where their back and their knee and my plantar fasciitis or whatever it is.
Derek in our app chat says, I heard the dock workers were offered a 50% wage increase, but they denied it.
They denied that, and they're willing to kind of screw over the rest of us and the country.
And
it's greedy. I'm going to say it is greedy.
You know what? You convinced me, Buzz. They suck, right?
They suck. I didn't say that.
He broke this down,
They
and
suck.
they suck. And now 75% of our bananas are in jeopardy.
I don't like this guy's approach. I don't like him threatening to just shut down the country.
You know what? Let's get rid of unions. Let's just say unions should be done with in this country.
There should be massive reform. You should kick out anybody. What's funny about that?
I got you to say it.
No, they should reform unions and take any organized crime out of the unions. And probably this guy, Harold Daggett, would be the first guy to go. Like Luca Brazzi, who sleeps with the fishes.
Anyway, if you want to see what shortages we could expect in Texas, you can check out KLAQ.com and find out about bananas being in jeopardy.
I'm actually kind of curious, Jonah. Can we... just tell us, what are the things that are going to be?
By the way, all of this stuff, if I was on in New Jersey, because we have stations in Jersey City, if I was on there, I wouldn't be saying this stuff on the radio. I'd fear for my life saying this stuff on the radio.
Because he's a mob boss?
Yeah.
Because the ILA is basically an arm of the mafia.
If you said anything against the taco unions, then you might have to worry about your results here.
I'm sure there's no taco union. I was going to tell you, you've never had a Krabby Patty because they're only on SpongeBob until now. On Wendy's announced yesterday a partnership for the 25th anniversary of SpongeBob SquarePants. Wendy's Krabby Patty collab. Like a collaboration?
Yes.
Is that what they... Yeah, but they spell it with a K. Oh, I get it, because Krusty Krab.
Krabby Patties.
Krabby Patty collab.
He's still a little fired up.
Yeah, he's still a little flustered from the last segment.
I'm sorry. It does. It makes me mad, and I go back in my mind to when we were getting threatened by these thugs that my dad said were absolutely
I'm sorry
the worst
that
employees.
somebody said a bad thing to your dad one time.
I'm still friends with Tracy. Don't worry.
Oh, no, of course.
What did they drink at the Krusty Krab? Kelp
soda?
Yeah, right.
That makes sense.
This beef and sponge team includes the Krabby Patty Collab Burger and Pineapple Under the Sea Frosty, Joanna. Available in the U.S. starting October the 8th.
Sweet.
Ooh,
I'm a chum bucket man myself.
You're a chum bucket person?
You're full of chum.
Yeah.
Somebody just added an interesting context to our dock workers conversation. This is from J-Dog. Tell Buzz about the dock workers. Most of the dock workers that are making $200,000 work close to 100 hours a week. I can't stand unions for the most part, but it's important to add this context. This is according to USA Today.
Wait a minute. You're telling me they work 17 hours a day?
Close to
it. That's not possible.
Oh, people definitely work long hours.
100 hours a week.
Oh, I mean, people do that. I'm not saying empirically that I know about every single worker's schedule in
I
this.
bet they do a lot more leaning than they do loading.
Wow.
Okay.
Looks like a pirate and feet he can't see. SpongeBob tight pants. Because of his belly's as big as can be. SpongeBob tight pants. If high blood pressure is something you wish. SpongeBob tight pants. Then order a double and no healthy fish. SpongeBob tight pants. Wendy's romance. Time for sweatpants. Need to eat plants. No more hot pants.
Quick break. We'll be back with news headlines and more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show on the way right after this.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Requires eligible plan.
At Humana, our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. You could have a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Coverage and other restrictions apply. Visit att.com/one network for details.
Broadcasting from El Paso for El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
You hear those strings? That's scary music, guys. Because the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror is going to be open tonight and through Sunday night this week. We'll have expanded hours and probably expand to more days of the week as we get closer to Halloween. But for this weekend, Thursday is student discount night. Show a school ID, get $5 off. That's courtesy of Western Tech. Fridays and Saturdays, we're going to be opened extra late. It's going to be 7 to midnight on Friday and Saturday. And then Sundays, Fear continues from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Get your tickets there at the door. And the Haunted House of Terror is on the east side. It's at 13900 Montana Boulevard. Produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. So it's on site there at Desert Warriors Paintball. But the last time I went through, which was last year, they don't shoot you with paintballs. I mean, some people might think I'm at a paintball place. They're going to shoot me with paintballs. You know what would be cool? If they gave you a paintball gun and you could shoot the monster.
That would be amazing.
All right, you ready to get back to the news?
Yes.
All right, let's do it then.
You pressed the button. I was waiting for the sounder. You know what's interesting? There are so many opinions right now.
I know.
Like, God, everybody has something to say. Oh, here's the one I wanted to play.
What's going on, morning show? Just wanted to say, Buzz, man, you are killing me this morning. You're like giving me anxiety. You're just like making me feel like I'm listening to Trump. And I love you, Buzz. I do, man. I really do. But I don't know, man. It's just this morning, I'm having to smoke an extra fat joint today just to get through this, man. Love you guys. Hopefully we'll get onto a different topic.
Yeah, I'm trying.
See how everything goes. But love y'all.
You're trying.
I'm trying to move on.
I think this is
you keep bringing it back up because
well, we have so many people commenting on everything. But I will say, you've kind of turned me around on this. Maybe there does need to be a look at reforming some
the unions, get
things.
Any illegal mafia influence out of it is almost like they let the mafia keep the dock workers union. I mean, the mafia is much diminished from what it was in its heyday, but it's still out there.
Where is it?
You know why the mob is so cozy with the dock workers?
Because that's where you get your stuff, your gabagool from.
Hey, let me know there's a shipment of high-priced consumer electronics coming in at the pier.
Yeah. Okay, so what's interesting is the kind of differences in the opinions. On our app chat, Yorch says this: we need to protect American jobs. Automation will happen, but it should be there to assist, not replace employees. Railroad carriers are trying to do the same. Keep in mind, longshoremen are asking for a big jump, as they may not differentiate the pay in Galveston with those in San Francisco or New York.
Well, surely there's a difference between the cost of living in Galveston and the cost of living in San Francisco.
A set wage across the board. Unions have lost their teeth because everyone is out for themselves and there's no solidarity. I support the longshoremen. Some people are happy with peanuts when they can get more. And don't go panic buying. Toilet paper is actually made in the U.S.
No.
Good old USA toilet paper.
But this is...
And it comes in on trucks, so...
Right. This is from Ice Double D.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
All right.
Let's be honest here.
How about nice double Ds?
Let's be honest here. Union workers have it better than anyone else. They don't have to work hard as much as you think they do.
Well, they probably don't have it better than the CEO.
They get, they get paid more. They don't have to do backbreaking work.
Do they not?
To keep their job. This is what this person's saying. The only thing they have to do is kiss the ass of their bosses, and they get to keep their jobs. Those bosses determine whether you get to keep a job or not. I
don't think that's not the whole story.
I knew a woman who was working her way into being a lineman, but because she was a woman and wouldn't sleep with her foreman, they cut her hours that she needed to get her certification.
Yeah, these are all anecdotal.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting how people have both sides of it, you know?
Okay, so what does a longshoreman do? Here's what AI tells me, because longshoremen typically work loading and unloading cargo from vessels in ports, harbors, and docks.
Okay.
This work takes specialized knowledge of heavy machinery, such as cranes, as well as the proper techniques for disposing of a body.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's handling hazardous materials.
I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, can we just move on?
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it all more.
All right. That is it for the longshoremen. Well, thousands of Bank of America customers had trouble accessing their bank accounts yesterday, with many logging in and seeing a zero balance in their accounts.
Oh, my God. Do you know how freaked out you would be? I'm just imagining how freaked out. I have nightmares sometimes where I go to the ATM and it's like insufficient. I want to take out like $80 and it's insufficient funds, and I have nightmares. I wake up sweating.
I wouldn't be that freaked out to see zero.
Right. It's like, oh man, I thought I had $14 left.
I mean, it happens, right?
Right.
Am I right?
Is today, what is it, Thursday? Oh my God.
Bank gives me text messages also like, hey, you're nearing zero.
Reports of the problem started shortly after noon. Before Bank of America could do anything, they said in a statement last night that the issues are being addressed and have largely been resolved, but gave no explanation for the cause. And the 2025 Homeland Threat Assessment was released by the Department of Homeland Security yesterday, and it warns that the threat environment in the U.S. is going to remain high, and says that the biggest physical threat is to government officials, voters, and elections-related personnel and infrastructure.
You're going to have a lot of people there that are self-appointed poll watchers, and they're going to, for the most part, they're going to leave you alone, but some of them will intimidate, and some of them might pose a physical threat.
Well, it includes polling places, ballot drop box locations, voter registration sites, campaign events, political party offices, and vote counting sites. DHS believes the threats are due to policy complaints and are coming from violent extremists, transnational criminal organizations, adversarial nation states, and malicious cyber actors. And OpenAI completed one of the largest venture capital rounds in Silicon Valley history yesterday, raising $7 billion in venture capital investments as the company continues to move from a nonprofit to a profit-seeking business. The new funding round gives the company a value of $160 billion. And the fallout from the chemical plant fire in Georgia over the weekend continues. Literally, air quality samples and weather forecasts predict that there's a high likelihood that people in the metro Atlanta area will see a haze and smell chlorine today.
Smell chlorine.
Yeah. That fire that...
Not dangerous, though, they say.
The fire that broke out on the roof of the biolab plant in Conyers Sunday morning sent massive plumes of chemical smoke into the air, and it continues to drift around. The air quality findings announced yesterday were above the action level for chlorine, with officials saying it shouldn't pose a threat to people. Despite that assessment, emergency management agencies recommend that people limit their exposure to the smoke and say that chlorine can cause people with heart or lung disease to suffer symptoms like chest pain, shortness of breath, or fatigue.
I guess considering it's a biolab.
Biolab is the name. It's not a biolab. That's the name of it. BIOLAB.
That's like opening a restaurant called Pizza King that doesn't serve pizza.
Right. Hold on, I'm trying to get this.
But do you know why it could be a lot worse if it were a biolab?
Because of like viruses or something, right?
20 days later, 12 monkeys, outbreak, contagion.
Yeah, but
something gets out of a biolab.
Most biolabs do not have smallpox or things like that. I think only the USAID. I think the one in Delaware around there.
They might be doing experimental research with like a rage virus or something.
Again, there's very few places that have the
28 days later.
Okay. Here is Rockdale Health District Dr. Lynn Paxton saying everything is safe for now.
In which you can actually smell the chlorine in the air, which is what's happening right now, is actually below the level that actually causes a problem.
And the group who created Project Skydrop, a treasure hunt with a large cash prize, say that somebody has found the trophy and picked it up on Tuesday morning.
Hell, that sounds really fun.
Right?
I mean, what did they do?
Where was it? Who found it? Well, no one knows yet. A map on the Project Skydrop website shows it was just north of Amherst, Massachusetts, and pictures snapped by remote cameras show that someone found the trophy valued at $26,000 in the woods. There's more to it, though. The trophy contained a code that lets the finder collect a bounty of over $87,000 made up of $20 fees from people who paid for special clues to the trophy's location.
So they bought in-game upgrades, and they added that to the prize that the guy's going to, whoever it is going to win?
Yes, exactly. You summarized it perfectly.
Sounds like they're bookies.
Huh.
It sounds like they're running an illegal lottery.
Huh. You can't just put something somewhere and then be like, well, if you give me some cash, I'll add it to the prize.
If you include it in the rules, I guess it's allowed.
Well, the project website says that in order to claim the additional money, the winner has to record a first-person video of themselves grabbing the trophy from the woods and then upload it to YouTube, which does not seem to have happened yet.
Have you ever heard of geocaching? Caching?
Caching.
Yeah, geocaching.
Yeah, it always sounds more fun than I think I would
but sometimes people hide like tickets to a concert or, whatever. And I've never done it, so I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like a treasure hunt type of thing.
Well, Alec Baldwin's cowboy movie Rust will have its world premiere next month. The film is set to be shown at an international film festival that begins November 16th in Poland.
So they're done shooting?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. Right.
It was a slow burn, but it was worth it. A press release from the festival says the film will be screened to honor the legacy of cinematographer Helena Hutchins, who was shot to death while filming the movie. Baldwin was charged with manslaughter following the shooting, but his case was dismissed. A group of students have set the Guinness World Record for dropping an egg from 83 feet without it breaking.
We had to do a science fair project
Did you do that
in 8th
too?
grade. Yeah.
The egg drop. It was a big deal at my middle school.
There were all kinds of different ways that people went about it. Somebody put it like suspended by rubber bands in the middle. Somebody put it like just with a bunch of cotton around it. I don't remember what the specific rules were, but there were a few rules. So you had to drop the egg without it cracking.
Well, the students who won built a protective covering that allowed the egg to fall without cracking. I'm wondering they don't say what the thing was, though.
Adamantium, probably.
Oh, this is a story I was going to bring up to you yesterday. I'm glad it's in the prep. Okay, a Japanese airport was shut down yesterday after the explosion. Guess this. Did you see the story?
Mm-mm.
Okay, at a Japanese airport, a World War II era U.S. bomb that was buried underneath the paved runway exploded.
Why was it underneath the paved runway?
They didn't know it was there. It created a crater of about 23 feet wide and just over 3 feet deep. Almost 90 flights had to be canceled.
This bomb was dropped in World War II.
It did not go off.
Did it go off?
It went off yesterday.
It did go off, or they just evacuated because they found out it was...
Look at the thing.
Oh.
Damn. Okay, yeah, it went off.
Yeah, like 60 years later.
Mm-hmm.
70. Almost 90 flights had to be canceled.
Take that, Tojo.
the emperor.
Yeah.
No.
Suck on that, Hirohito.
No injuries were reported.
Good.
And the airport has since reopened. But because the area where the airport is was originally Japanese naval base.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
It's weird that the bomb didn't go off 80 years ago and did now. Nobody stepped on it or anything. It just went off on its own.
Seems like it just went off on its own, yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
It's like if you lived in England or in Europe, some places in Europe, like sometimes you can come across some old Roman coins or some random.
That makes the news when that, like if somebody's out and they find some Roman coins, but there are also like excavations. When I was in London, a huge block was being excavated, and as they were excavating it, they also had it set up so you could walk through and look at what they were doing, like an attraction. But it had a bunch of people, archaeologists, I guess, doing the whole, like that scene in the first Jurassic Park where they're out in the desert uncovering the stuff. Except.
Well, the strike by U.S. dock workers appears to be prompting some panic buying. The strike has closed down ports along the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico, leaving thousands of shipping containers on the docks.
So they're not striking on the West Coast?
Not yet.
Oh.
Ships remain idling offshore, while there are reports that some retailers are seeing a greater demand for things like paper products and disinfectant sprays. The supply chain issue will not affect toilet paper, however. Paper products or milk, since most of those produced in the U.S. Officials say the strike will affect prices on imports like fruits, including Joanna's bananas.
Joanna's bananas. They're tasty and yellow and come in a peel. Joanna's bananas.
And
llamas in pajamas.
Finally. Well, the Fed is giving the okay on betting this election season. Yes, you can now bet on the 2024 election. A federal appeals court made the ruling going against the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. The government agency argued that allowing betting could undermine election integrity.
Well, it definitely gets a criminal element in the loop on this sort of stuff.
It asked the court to block the prediction exchange platform called Kalshi, which offers bets on which party will control each house of Congress.
Can I bet on whether or not Donald Trump will dispute the results of the election?
Like, what would those be? Side bets?
Prop
bets.
Bet.
Right.
Win or lose, he's going to complain about the election.
Right.
I would put everything on that.
The site advertises itself as a regulated exchange and prediction market where you can trade on the outcomes of real-world events. And with your news, I'm Nico.
All right, thank you, Nico. We're going to take a break, come back here in just a few minutes. Joanna, the Queen of Halloween, is going to have a Queen of Halloween trivia contest.
And her bananas.
And it's for the KLAQ Haunted House. The tickets will be here. If you win this week, they're going to be here tomorrow. Pick them up before 5 p.m. Let's take a break. We'll get back. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show is on the way right after this.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Oh. Registration at 9 a.m. Parade begins at 3:30 sharp. Full details at KLAQ.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Another Q cash code coming up in the next 30 minutes. Be listening for that. Enter as many cash codes as you possibly can. And next week is the final week for the fall cash codes. But we'll have something else following it up. I got it in an email, so can I say it's a flyaway trip?
I guess.
I can only tell you who it is, right? Because that's all I know. Motley Crue.
Ooh.
Flyaway for Motley Crue. Where is it? Don't know.
Do the crew.
But we're doing cash codes. Joanna, what do you think? In the next segment, you do your Queen of Halloween trivia?
Yes, we could do that.
Joanna and her bananas are so appealing.
Yeah.
They've got me feeling glad.
I love it.
So moving on to a couple other topics here. Joanna,
do you just want to close that video?
Yeah,
all the longshoremen, please just close all of it.
Close all the longshoremen stuff. Get $200,000 a year, and you want a 70% raise.
Someone in the app chat, Brown Chicken Brown Cow, says Joanna should play the cackling hens that Buzz plays for when the View women argue, for when you and Nico argue. Send me that. Yeah, that is you guys. That's what you sound like.
So Joanna and I were talking about Ozempic. I've never tried Ozempic. I really don't like needles.
No, but that's because you had a gastric bypass already.
What?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you mean.
The rumor I started says otherwise.
Yeah, the
rumor that Joanna started.
So you got a surgery about like 6 or 7 years ago, and then you came back and you started to eat nothing.
Well, he had lost weight before that surgery, and then he had a surgery,
and then he
lost even more
But
weight.
what was weird is that he wouldn't eat it. Like, if we would go out to eat, sorry, I don't even want to say that. If
we would go out to eat, I would only peck at my food.
Yeah, but Buzz
and Nico would say, "Darling, what's wrong?"
Don't say that. You know his mom gets upset.
Buzz would have like just a tiny bit of food.
I still do. Like, I don't eat.
He still kind of just picks at it.
And so people,
like when I go order, I just eat off other people's plate.
When people ask, I'm like, oh well, he can't eat a lot because of the gastric bypass. Like, because
that's why I started
the
the rumor.
stomach is very small.
No, I started the rumor that you got your stomach stapled.
My doctor. I didn't get my stomach
and Brandon
stapled.
and Lisa were like, "Oh my God, really?"
No, God. See, this is how rumors hurt people in the real world.
I'm sorry. You looked great.
My doctor said I gotta. I know I don't. My doctor said I gotta lose 40.
You look better than you did in 2016.
My doctor said I
don't
had
even
to
think
lose
I lost any
30.
weight. Your doctor said lose 30?
Yeah.
Did you ask your daughter for Ozempic?
I asked my doctor. Yeah, I asked him, "Hey, so can I get some of that Ozempic?"
What do you say?
That son of a bitch turned to me and said, "Joanna, you can lose the weight yourself.
Really?
Diet and exercise."
You
And I
really
was like,
need to
what
watch
the
this.
hell?
The South Park Ozempic special.
What kind of
I was
doctor?
like, really? Could I? Because I haven't.
What kind of doctor wants you to do it naturally?
That's a real attitude.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and
I
it
thought
also
the
tells
same
that says that this doctor doesn't know how difficult it is for most people to lose weight after they put it on. Almost impossible. Almost impossible. And if it's good enough for Hollywood celebrities, why isn't it good enough for Joanna Barba?
Exactly.
Wait, so your doctor said 15?
40.
Oh, 40. And Joanna, your doctor said
30.
My doctor said 15.
Lose 15?
Yeah.
So we all got to lose weight?
Yeah.
And none of us got Ozempic?
No. My doctor said, I'll write you a prescription for Ozempic. Just like right there. I didn't have to, him and haw or dance around at the doctor. Said,
Are you thinking about it?
I don't know, but
Did
it's a
you say
shot.
yes?
Yeah, I can't see you do the injector every morning.
Dude, I was doing injections of, when the thing was
Heroin. Oh my
God.
low T. Do you remember I joined this gym, biodynamic.
You took testosterone?
Yeah. And you could do it at home. Well, guess what? Like, I can't do it. So I would try and throw it like a dart at my.
Wait, why can't you do it into yourself?
I've learned that I cannot do anything with those little needles. Like, my mom's diabetic, and I see her putting like her insulin.
God.
And I'm like, oh God, that looks terrible.
I could never be a
then
junkie.
She'll be like, let me check your sugar. And it's just like this tiny little needle that goes to your finger. It scares the living crap out of me. I don't know why.
Okay, so
So I don't know if I could be able to do that either.
No, my doctor was perfectly willing. Your doctor should be able to prescribe you Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever.
He wants me to do it naturally.
Okay, so number one.
And he told me to stop eating hot Cheetos.
Are you still eating hot Cheetos? That's one thing she told me.
I'm
How
still
does your
eating the hot
doctor know
Cheetos.
you eat hot Cheetos? Does she
He's
listen?
been my doctor for years.
He caught her red-handed.
You get the microphone, David.
Nice, yeah, that was good.
That's the recycler too.
Yeah, that is.
So if you're born, genetics has a lot to do with it. If you're born into a family of endomorphs, that is, stocky people, that's one strike against you. If you're born into a family, of stocky people who also have bad eating habits, that's two strikes against you. And if you've already put the weight on and you're an adult, 3 strikes. It's almost impossible to lose that weight. There's an entire industry of diet and exercise that is kind of just fleeces people out of money. This Ozempic may not be perfect, but it seems to work for a lot of people, right?
Right?
So go to another doctor.
Go to another
Yeah,
doctor.
go to another doctor.
But then he started telling me the issues that come from Ozempic and stuff. And
Like what?
Like gastrointestinal
Oh, you get a lot of
issues.
bad burps. You get a lot of bad.
Yeah.
I bet it's better than diabetes.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
I'm like, you want me to lose these 30 pounds or what?
Wow. Endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph.
I used to be a meso. Now I'm a
Anamorph?
Yeah, I'm a Mesoamerican. I'm an anamorph.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
You never heard of that?
So are you going
With
to
your
get the
background in
Ozempic or
health?
what?
Yeah, it's just been a while since I've.
So she said that, and then I didn't follow up with her, so she didn't write the prescription, but she would if I want to take it. I wonder if I can get a double dose and share with Joanna.
Derek.
What's the worst thing you hear about Ozempic?
Oh, the terrible nausea.
The nausea.
Just ridiculous nausea in the morning.
Frequent trips to the bathroom.
You know what else I get nauseous from? Exercise and eating right.
Are you still just nauseous in the morning still?
Are you pregnant?
No.
Oh, well, you used to kind of hurl randomly.
You used to barf all the time in the mornings.
Are you still doing that?
Remember you barfed one time in the trash can and Lisa got all mad.
It just was a normal thing. Like every day I would be like, oh, all right.
You were always like, ugh.
Buzz is bulimic.
Another rumor we started.
I used to upset Lisa the way that usually only husbands upset wives.
Yeah.
You farted in there. You barfed in there.
Totally forgot she was in the room when that happened. And it was one grand total of one time. And I just forgot she was in the room. And you never let me forget it, will you?
Aaron in our app chat says that we are just being lazy.
Yeah, no,
Probably.
I hear that now.
Yeah.
Look at
That's why I asked for.
No. There are people who exercise and they try and eat right, and it doesn't come off. I mean, it's real stubborn because your body thinks it's starving, so your evolution kicks in, and your body starts making you hungry and demanding that you put some food in there because it thinks you're starving. And if they got a medication that can help out, I wouldn't feel any shame. Whatever you want to say, lazy or whatever.
I mean, I had food poisoning last week, so maybe I lost 5 pounds.
Oh, I hope I lose that much. Derek says we don't want Buzz to lose weight. We like him jolly.
Jolly.
Naomi.
A bum on the street came up to me and held out his hand and said, I haven't eaten in 3 days. And I said, my God, I wish I had your willpower.
Naomi in our app chat says the Ozempic comes in a pin and you wouldn't even see the needle. I have to help my mom with her insulin and the pins are not the same. And it doesn't hurt. That is true. But I just can't see, Buzz, because you have to reload the needle. And I just can't see you doing the whole reload every morning.
But I thought you only take it once a week.
Or once a week, yeah. But like,
I mean, do you know? Because I don't really know.
My cousin has some. And it's like in our fridge. It has to be stored in the fridge.
Ozempic?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It has to be refrigerated.
Okay. Is it having any effect?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
So we're all going on a diet.
We should.
Except Buzz. Buzz is going to get Ozempic.
No more burritos.
I mean, really, honestly, look at me eat. I don't eat a lot.
You really
of food.
don't.
I mean, it's
I
just the stuff that's on. It's hard to get it off. Let me tell you, if you're 20 and you're skinny or you're skinny fat, don't let yourself put on 20 pounds, because once you put on 20 pounds, it's easy to put on 20 more and then 20 more. And you may be saying, I don't have a problem with that. It's because you're 20.
Yeah, that's what.
Once you hit like 27, 28, you're going to start noticing these pants are a little tight.
Gilly in our app chat says, hell no, Aaron. As you get older, it's harder to lose weight.
Absolutely. The more your body becomes used to it, the less it wants to let it go. So anyway, I think your doctor is kind of being a dick. And you should seek a second opinion.
And then he gave me this printout and he's like, here's a diet that you should be following. And I was like, I don't want to follow this diet.
All right, let's take a break so we don't get too far behind. Queen of Halloween trivia coming up. We'll have the question from Joanna Barba coming up in just a moment more. The Buzz Adams Morning Show is on the way right after this.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from AC/DC to Alice in Chains to
41,000, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
It's fall. Leaves change color. Temperatures cool. It's the perfect time to
wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back.
You are kidding me.
No, senor! Only on KLAQ.
Cappy's not here today because it's Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year. Will you look up all the information on the Miners game today? So the Miners are going to have a home game at the Sun Bowl today, and without Cappy here to talk about it, maybe you give us the details, but we've got the Queen of Halloween trivia from El Paso's own Queen of Halloween, Joanna Barba.
Football or basketball?
Football.
Okay.
We've got contestants standing by. I think it was a good call not to give out the question because, then it's just like, can you use a search engine?
I see what you're doing.
The game starts at 7 p.m.
Who's on line 1, Joanna? Erica or Jaime?
Jaime is now on line 1.
All right, Jaime. Hi, Jaime.
Hello.
Jaime, listen very carefully. The Queen is going to give you a Halloween question. Joanna, go ahead.
All right, Jaime.
Wait a minute.
What?
Can he hear you?
Jaime, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Oh, you can. All right, great. All right.
Why would you think they can't hear me?
Because I picked up the phone call in here, and when we have those Zoom interviews, they can't hear you on the Zoom interview.
Okay.
So all right. Same thing. All right.
Good point.
Good luck, Jaime.
All right, Jaime. What is the name of the doll in the Chucky franchise before it becomes possessed?
Is it the good guy?
Is the answer the good guy?
Yeah. Whoa. On the first try?
Yeah.
Very good,
really
Jaime.
Good.
And you did it so quick, we don't even suspect that you looked it up. You have that knowledge.
It is a good guy doll.
All right. Did either one of you guys watch the TV series about Chucky?
Yeah.
Joanna
it was real
did.
good.
They cancel it.
I know.
After the second season.
I hate the movie series because it really freaks me out. Like the little doll when I was little, it just freaks me out.
Well, everything freaks little kids out, right? Jaime, hold on for just a second. We got a pair of tickets for the haunted house. You can use these throughout the rest of the Halloween season, okay?
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Hey, congrats, man.
And sorry to everybody else. Thanks for holding, but we'll do it again tomorrow. Have some more Halloween tickets to give away. So,
big fan of the Chucky series, Jonah?
Oh, yeah. The series was really good, actually.
Surprising.
How about the one when he got married to a
Surprisingly
girl doll? Do you remember that one?
The Bride of Chucky.
That's The Bride of Chucky. That's a good movie.
Who's the one that has the big boobs and she's in all
Jennifer
of them?
Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly.
You knew what I was saying without even having
Jennifer is more like it. And I say that with all admiration
No,
and
she's
all
great.
due respect.
She's great.
Okay, so they get the doll. Who named it Chucky?
Well, because the guy who possesses it.
His name is Chucky?
Charles, yeah.
Oh, you know who the guy that plays Chucky is, right?
Brad Dourif.
Yep, Brad Dourif from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in Deadwood.
Oh.
He was the doctor in Deadwood.
In Deadwood?
Mm-hmm. Nico just recently watched Deadwood.
It was 2 years ago, bro. You and I watched it together.
Did you know the doctor was the guy who does the voice of Chucky?
Hey, cheer up! Who are you? I'm a good guy. I've just come from the Good Guy Clubhouse, and I'll be your friend to the end. You will? You mean you'll be my friend?
Wait, why is the kid dressed up like a little Chucky?
Because it's a doll, and they had like merch for the doll. He loved that doll.
Chucky merch.
Wait,
Yeah,
at this
Chucky.
point,
Little Good Guy.
he doesn't even own the
He
Chucky
doesn't
doll?
own it yet. No, but they had like pajamas for it, for like the fans and stuff.
Sure I will. Heidi ho! Ha ha ha! I saw this one.
All right.
You know, they play Child's Play 1, 2, and 3 on Sci-Fi like every morning here. Not that I'm watching it. It's on in the background. It's on in the background.
I can't believe you don't want to have like just the news on to see if anything major happens.
I used to have the news
You're not even
on.
listening. You don't even have the volume.
Who cares about the news?
You guys have the news on in there, right?
Yeah, we did.
see?
Yeah. Grow up, Joanna. Watch the debates.
Someone called in and said that yesterday, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they told me that.
All right, couple of calls here. We talked about the Deck Plaza. So they're moving ahead with that idea. And there was a story about it. So there was a dollar amount mentioned, but all of that is just for feasibility studies. What other project did we spend over a decade with feasibility studies, lawsuits, injunctions? The downtown arena.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a downtown arena?
No.
There is not. Let's get one call about so the Deck Plaza, basically they would pave over the north-south running streets near downtown so that the downtown I-10 corridor would kind of be a tunnel. But above that, you could have space for stuff.
For stuff, yeah.
Good morning, Mo Show. Hey, regarding the downtown park deck, the I-10 widening project, it's scheduled to happen no matter what. So it's part of the Go 10 project, which widened the East El Paso area a few years back, now is widening West El Paso. And from there, they're going to move on to widening the middle part of the I-10. So I-10 in general is getting expanded, going to up to 4 lanes and stuff like that. So that's happening no matter what. What the deck is supposed to do is kind of coordinate that around the I-10 widening project, so that way, they can just work in tandem. Since they're already working on that, then they're going to go ahead and build the deck.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing here was our major concern was, when they put in those trolley tracks, how it really messed up downtown for people who work downtown around that area. Imagine what this huge project on I-10 right near downtown is going to do. So the caller is saying
they're already going to do that.
They're already going to do the project.
There are already going to be a lot of inconveniences for people downtown. As much as people are inconvenienced now by all the traffic, I kind of would ask you to remember what it was like on the east side before there was the loop.
That's the east side. It might as well be Lubbock for me.
Oh, well, okay. There are people, people who live here live on the...
Yeah, no, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I had to go to school at the Mission campus for EPCC and drive that way every day. And they were doing the construction of the loop,
out there like Zaragoza?
Past it. Well, yeah.
It's an overpass.
Overpass. Yeah, they were doing the work on the overpass, and it was such a pain. I mean, I was driving to Horizon, and the traffic would be awful because the construction was going on for that overpass. But if you look at it now, it's great now to have that option for the loop. It's all expanded. There's not that much traffic anymore. So I would say that people who complain about it, I mean, I can understand the convenience. It's inconvenienced all of us. But the West Side one right now, it will probably look great, wouldn't you say?
The deck plaza or the
West Side widening, right?
I don't know what it is. They did some stuff on,
They're adding
on the West Side.
new exits, new on ramps and off ramps.
Why does the traffic back up every single day at that Mesa exit if you live on the West Side?
No idea.
I can't figure out why it comes to. It's a parking lot.
Yeah,
most
standstill almost.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? Talking about tipping.
Yeah, yesterday we were talking about tipping. I got a this is Padilla. So Padilla, if you're listening, I got a question for you.
I know I sent this to Joanna. I sent a photo of it. It's been a long while, so she might not remember it. But at gas pumps, I want to go put gas at one of the pumps, and after you put your credit card information or whatever, your PIN, it asked me for a tip. I don't know who the tip goes to, but the gas pump asked me for a tip. So that was crazy. So, yeah, that's my story. Thanks.
Wait a second. Are you saying you saw this yourself? Because Joanna went back and found the picture of a gas pump asking for if you would like to add a 15, 20, or 25% tip.
Wait, where did you find the picture, Joanna?
Padilla sent it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The one he sent in the app chat.
Yeah. I saw that yesterday, too. So that's Padilla's, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I did an image search and it turns up in a lot of stories saying this is a photo from a gas station in Dallas or in San Antonio, and it's the same dollar amount and exactly the same layout. I think he just shared a picture that he found online. I really got the distinct impression that this is a hoax. This wouldn't pass the Snopes test.
Oh. Would it pass? Would it pass the Pacific Northwest flying squid octopus test?
Yes, it would pass that. So here's the image Padilla sent in, and this is one that was posted on I don't know, Board Panda. Same picture.
Oh wow!
It's the exact same picture.
It is.
It's the same amount.
Yeah, it is.
The tax is the same. The tip screen is the same. Wait a minute. It sounded like Padilla was saying he took this picture and sent it in.
That's what I
sounds
understood.
like, yeah. And I just got to say, and you can call and defend yourself if you want to, Padilla seems like the type of guy you got to check everything he says, because he is easily bamboozled or just takes everything that he sees online.
This is a regular listener.
Yeah, I know, but were you implying that you sent this picture in? Because my research is showing, and this is what real research is, that's just an online picture.
I thought the rules were you weren't going to fact check things.
Okay, I'm sorry, JD Vance. I'm sorry about that. So that, yeah.
Okay.
That's
the same picture.
Yeah, so that is if that were true, that would really be stunning, which is why when you hear something that just seems, oh my God, they're asking for a tip when you pump your own gas, check it out.
Unless these websites are using Padilla's picture?
Unless they have somehow tapped into Padilla's picture. So I would just like, Padilla, did you take this picture or you found it on the internet? Because I'm starting to see what part of your problem might be here. I have offered many times to write like a one sheet for Padilla about when to be skeptical about it's one thing to fall for an internet hoax. It's another thing to perpetrate it and say, I took the picture. You know, that's how the Haitians eating cats and dogs got started.
Tell us more about the flying octopus, though.
Apparently it doesn't exist. It didn't say they flew. It said they lived in trees.
A tree octopus.
And I f***ing fell for it. And I know all the rules.
Right.
I know all the rules. So if it can happen to me, it could happen to anybody.
Look, Padilla, this is a one sheet I wrote for you after falling for it.
No, I offered him the one sheet before I fell for the tree octopus thing. I could be really embarrassed by that. but I'm not. I'm
No.
saying this is a great example.
Right. How anybody can be bamboozled.
But don't send in stuff saying I took this picture because, that is not intellectually honest.
You wouldn't fall for a reverse mortgage, though. You're not that type of person.
Not until I'm like 70 or so.
Hey,
and it's probably like, I'm going to sell my insurance. I'm going to sell my life insurance.
Pod me up. We got a call about the construction issues.
Okay.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Hey, listen, don't put me on your television show. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents. Those projects Nico was referring to was a TxDOT project. The project to widen I-10 is a TxDOT project. Anything TxDOT does, they do it efficiently, much more so than anything the city could do. The Park Deck project is a city project. The trolley car was a city project. And you know what happens when the city gets involved. That's where the mess comes in. So it doesn't matter that they're being done together. The city will make it more complicated than it needs to be. That's all I got. Thank you.
All right. He asked not to be put on, but the call was just too good.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are talking about Chucky, and that show on Peacock, the first season was amazing. The second season, it bombed. I was really disappointed, but I was really into that show, which got me thinking, which reminded me, when I was a little kid, like maybe 7 or 8 years old, there was, I think the store's still there, but Spencer's at the mall. Every time I'd go to the mall, I'd be terrified to go into Spencer's, just absolutely terrified, because they had all these lifelike Chucky dolls and the Bride of Chucky all over that store, and I would really scare me. It still does scare me. Chucky, every time I see a Chucky doll, it still scares me. I don't know why. An Annabelle doll? No, not so much. I just think it's the fact that, like, that childhood trauma is instilled in me, because I could care less about the Annabelle dolls or anything else. But have a go on, guys.
Completely relate to that. Like, something about a Chucky doll has entered my psyche, and now I'm terrified of it forever. But like Annabelle, new dolls, anything like that? Nah.
Yeah, why is Annabelle even scary? And the real
dolls are scary. Like, those
dolls like that are so just
what?
Weird.
Oh, remember that clown doll in Poltergeist?
Oh,
that was
God,
the scariest,
that one was
the scariest thing about
what are they called? Like, they're Victorian dolls or something?
Porcelain.
Porcelain dolls. Thank you. Porcelain dolls.
Those are creepy.
Especially,
especially if you find an old one where most of the hair's fallen out and it's missing
yes.
an eye. I got a question for the Queen of Halloween.
What's up?
When did you first start liking scary stuff?
Her grandmother made her watch The Exorcist when she was 5 years old.
My grandma really loved horror movies. And, well, I spent a lot of time with grandma, and that's what we would watch.
Your grandma?
My grandma.
And she liked current horror movies as well?
Yeah. One of her favorites was Stigmata.
Really? With Halle Berry?
No, Stigmata's with, what's her name? Patricia something.
Arquette.
There we go. Yes. Arquette.
I couldn't watch a scary, and by scary movie, even a Godzilla movie. I couldn't watch anything that was scary.
No.
It took me until I was like 9 or 10 before I could even look at it.
I hope you both are very impressed with how much I know about remember about both of your lives.
Oh.
You told me that your dad would see something, if it was a horror slasher, he'd be like, no, we can't watch this. Like, he would get real grossed out.
He never liked that. And one time he watched an episode of The Walking Dead.
That's what it was.
Just to, you like this show?
I don't
watch
like
it with
that.
You. And it was one of the worst episodes. It's the one where they're in Atlanta, I think, and the kid gets stuck in the revolving door with the zombies, and they just literally rip him apart.
Right.
And my dad goes, "Don't, this is too much for me." All right, let's take a break. More Queen of Halloween trivia coming up tomorrow and next week for the KLAQ Haunted House of Terror, open tonight through Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show is headed your way right after this.
Artist interviews, new music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Good too. It's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, so breathe, la 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 la.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
We've got the final segment here. I don't know if anybody's asked, but I know some people are wondering, I'm sure, are we going to do an AfterBuzz today? We haven't done a new AfterBuzz since a week ago Saturday.
We will see.
Are you done? Are you just...
No, I'm not at all.
You're just done doing the AfterBuzz?
No, not at all. That has nothing to do with that. I just... I might have an emergency bathroom thing I need to get to after this.
Oh, I got to play this song for you.
If you could make the segment quick, that would be great.
I mean, going to the bathroom doesn't mean you're out the rest of the day, does it? I have
depends on where I do
have
it.
a song. It's let me find it real quick. It's the Nico Working 9 to 5 song.
Okay.
Have you ever heard it before? Of course you haven't. I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
Just a second here. Let me find this. You're going to love this. Joanna, you're going to love this.
Okay.
What do you think? More likely that we will do an AfterBuzz?
More likely.
And has anybody complained? Because if people aren't complaining and you just don't feel like doing it anymore?
Actually, I've heard great things from your live
why are you
one.
putting things in my mouth? Nobody is saying that. Who said I don't want to do it anymore? You're the one that's saying that.
We haven't done one.
That doesn't mean I don't want to do it anymore. That
Okay.
just means circumstances have come up.
Right. Here's Nico's work song.
Working 9 to 10, then going to grab a coffee. Working 10:15 to 10:45, then going to the bathroom. Working 11:18 to 12, then going to lunch for an hour. Then back to your desk and having a sneaky nap. Then working 12 to 1, time to get a little treat. Then working 1:30 to 2:30, time for another coffee. Then from 3 to 5, you walk around the office and pretend to look busy because you finished everything at 10.
Yeah.
Well, I have heard great things about your live AfterBuzz.
Thank you. It was very fun, and it was a great chance to meet all the listeners and the fans and just people. It's nice to meet people, Buzz.
Buzz.
Yeah. It was good seeing people.
Buzz,
it probably won't happen again for a year or two, but...
it's weird.
Buzz only comes out when everyone's...
It's weird because this medium, being on radio, is so impersonal. I mean, it is just the most impersonal way of communicating.
I disagree.
Well, you
I
do
think it's extremely personal.
Because you don't like doing the in-person meeting kind of thing.
This is his in-person.
This is as personal as you get.
Okay, but I think people develop a real connection
Sure,
to somebody they
absolutely.
listen to every day on the
But
radio in a way that they don't.
It's much more of a one-way conversation. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
Right.
It's the way people feel like they know the sports reporter or the evening anchor.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
I
same
agree.
thing. You guys want to do a new word contest?
Yeah.
It seems like we do this like 2 or 3 times a year. A dictionary comes out and they've added a bunch of new words that weren't in it before. So I'm going to throw some out, and why don't we do a ring in? You got a bell?
Yeah.
Joanna, do you have a bell?
No. I have maracas.
Can you quack?
Remember this?
Why is it over there?
They took it and put it in the KROD producer studio.
Alberto.
I just found it there. Yeah, Alberto probably wasn't even using it on the air. Alberto is probably just fidgeting with it because that kid is extremely ADD, you know.
He's petting his
We
pet
can't
pig.
legally say that, okay?
We can't say that Alberto is
Just
ADD.
as much as we cannot legally suggest that we crush Ritalin and put it into his coffee.
Right. These are all hypotheticals.
I have maracas.
All right, let me hear as soon as you want to grab this one. Some of them are super easy.
Okay.
Merriam-Webster just added 200 new words and terms. Number 1, touch grass. Touch grass. Joanna.
Oh, when you go outside and touch grass?
I mean, literally, but can you give me a more real-world description of what it is? And that was a clue.
You're going to get off of your phone and the internet and go outside.
Go out and participate in normal activity.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, you need
Go
to get
touch
out
some
and
grass.
touch grass.
Okay. You probably told your
Can I
nephews.
get the origin?
I don't have that. This isn't a spelling bee.
Oh, okay.
Country.
All right, now the next one's real easy. So, Nico, you want to have your hand ready if you're going to play.
I'm playing.
Nepo baby.
Buzz's daughter.
She hates that.
I know she does.
But she's also like, hey, if I am a Nepo baby.
Can I get a job?
Yeah, when's that going to kick in? Yeah, a person who gains opportunities through family
When is
connections.
that going to kick in?
I just want to say that doesn't just apply to actors and actresses. That applies to anybody who goes into the family business, right?
If you're not qualified, sure.
Oh, is that the implication that you're not qualified?
That's a big part of it.
Then John David Washington is definitely not a nepo baby.
There, like Joanna said, it's an implication. It's not. Oh, dude, you want to play like black and white here? Like,
It's
what does
just
this
that
mean?
They
What does that
kind
mean?
of like didn't go through all the same
don't know.
obstacles everybody did.
David John Washington, definitely nepo baby.
That's a nepo baby, but that does not take away from how talented he is.
Yeah, nobody's saying he's not talented.
Yeah, but it's also kind of a
Like, there's some actors-
it's kind of a slap in the face too.
There's
saying
some
that he had
actors that I
opportunities.
feel like are nepo babies and they don't deserve. Like, I don't think Lily Rose Depp is a good actor.
Okay.
All right.
See, there you go. They're both nepo babies.
I hate
Both
to
of them
pick
had
on-
more opportunities than any other actor or actresses
I
because
hate
of their
to pick
parents.
on a little kid. In fact, never mind. I'll shut my mouth.
Who are you going to say was a terrible actor?
Oh, not an actor.
Who? Actress.
That Beyonce Jay-Z's little girl. That is a nepo baby.
Oh,
There.
that's definitely a nepo baby.
Oh, Blue Ivy?
Blue Ivy.
Oh, yeah. And so is Kanye's daughter, North.
North. She got
What?
that role in the
Lion
live,
King. What a nepo baby.
and it wasn't even great.
So here's an interesting story. Kevin Smith has got a new movie called The 430 Movie, and it's a semi-autobiographical take on his childhood. So I imagine it's going to have a lot of cake. So he said that he thought about casting his daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, in the lead, and she said no.
Oh, she turned it down.
Yeah, here's what Kevin Smith says. She was like, "You don't think I've got enough nepo baby crap to deal with online? Now you want me to play you? F that."
I get that.
That's a good one, yeah.
Harley,
Very self-aware.
Kevin
amazing.
Smith's daughter, has already starred 2 of her dad's movies, Yoga Hosers and Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Yoga Hosers is where Lily Rose Depp comes out.
You don't like Lily Rose? I swear I saw her in something, and I thought she was pretty good. But I might be thinking of somebody else.
But the question is, are they better than an actor we hadn't heard of that didn't get the audition because their parent wasn't Johnny Depp?
That's where the problem
That's where the
comes in.
problem with nepotism comes from.
All right. Back to the word contest.
Ah, yes.
Beach read. Yes.
Reading on the beach.
Okay, once again,
Right.
once again, there's a literal definition, but there's like usually a larger
So you're
meaning
saying
by
kind
it.
of like pop culture?
Yeah, yeah,
or,
yeah. What do they mean
Okay.
by that?
Go to a beach and read a
No!
book.
Joanna.
You're reading smut on the beach.
It says a usually light work of escapist fiction. So, Joanna, I will give you the point.
Oh, thank you.
What?
You don't get this?
I don't see how her answer was that much better than mine.
You're reading trash.
You're reading.
I said reading
It's
in
a
general.
beach read.
So you're saying I can't take War and Peace to the beach to read?
Well, that wouldn't be a beach read.
Not really smut.
Now, this one is, you're going to get this one right away, so be ready.
Okay.
The Merriam-Webster Dictionary has added IDGAF.
I don't give a flap.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nico, now you're on the right
nice.
track.
I've been on the right track.
Badassery. Yeah.
My middle name.
Nicholas Badassery
Ajimian.
Oh, boy.
You got ass in like.
A lot of that, yeah. I got a lot of ass.
The quality of being badass. So that one
So
kind of
just
actually
being
is what
badass.
it is. Yeah.
Badassery.
Creepy crawly. Joanna.
When a guy gives you a weird feeling.
No.
No.
A weird variation of missionary position.
The creepy crawly.
A slang term for bugs. These don't have to be
Oh.
brand new words. They're just being added to the Merriam-Webster
Creepy
Dictionary.
crawlers has been a thing forever.
I'm not even going to ask you. MAGA. If you've been under a rock for 8 years, if you don't know what MAGA is. All right, here you go. Street corn.
Elote.
I don't hear anybody.
Oh.
Elote en vaso.
Yeah, I'll give you grilled corn on the cob that's coated with a creamy spread. Yeah.
There's so many street corn recipes on Instagram.
Oh, I just found a place, Joanna, on the west side. They have an entire suite for elotes. Like their business model is elotes. That's it.
Ooh, nice.
It's in a shopping center.
All right, this is a British term that they've been using for a long, long time, but they just added it to Merriam-Webster. All right, snog.
Ooh.
Kiss.
Making out.
Yeah, Joanna, I heard what are those maracas? I heard the maracas first. Yeah, making out.
These are terrible.
Not just kissing. Like if you kissed your mother on the cheek, you wouldn't say, I just snogged my mother. Or maybe you would.
Maybe you would.
I mean, I don't know where you're listening to this.
Harry Potter has a lot of the word snogging in it.
Snog.
I just got a campaign solicitation for Jane Fonda for Harris Walls. It just came across my screen just now.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Democrats hate that? Or when they get endorsed by Jane Fonda, who went over and posed with North Vietnamese
What do they used to call her?
Hanoi Jane?
There we go.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know how many people...
I almost want to find out, was that actually sent by Republicans?
Do you know how many people remember that? Nobody.
Everybody who served in Vietnam remembers that.
Dude, like, there are people my age and Joanna's that would have no idea what that is.
There's an internet, and you can look up pictures of her posing with Charlie in one of their anti-aircraft. So she's posing and laughing and having a good time at the same thing that would shoot down American planes.
The last memory I have is her selling dildos on Frankie and Grace. Grace and Frankie. Not Hanoi Jane, okay? She's done a lot of stuff since then.
Yeah, but I see that. It does not seem like a positive endorsement to me. Jam band. Jam band.
A band that gets together to jam.
Ring in.
These are the dumbest words in the world, honestly.
Jam band doesn't sound good.
But like, beach read, reading on the beach. These are all self-explicit words.
All right,
but they mean something different now in the world of like TikTok.
A jam band.
They don't.
Okay,
beach read was reading on the beach.
So you're not right.
What's a jam band?
A jam band is a band that is known for its long improvisations and not doing the same song twice. So Grateful Dead is a famous jam band.
Okay.
Fish, Phish. Leftover Salmon.
They're still together.
The String Cheese Incident. Those are all jam bands.
They all sound delicious.
String cheese.
All right, here's one. Now, I've heard this, and I'm sure you've heard it too. I'm not sure I know what it is until I read the definition. Shadow ban.
Oh.
Joanna.
That's like when your content is being hidden from other people. So people start being like, oh, I think Mike's content is being shadow banned. Let me know if you see this.
Yeah. Right. You know what? That's good. It's
getting banned from the shadows.
It's implicit that they ban you without your knowledge.
Right.
So you got to ask other people,
can you see this?
Banned?
Right.
All right.
So it seems like all these words are just something that are kind of already in the dictionary.
It's a dictionary. It's not the Urban Dictionary.
Something different because of the world of TikTok and stuff.
FYP.
Oh.
Joanna.
For your page.
How? What? You knew that?
FYP.
FYP.
Yeah.
FIP.
FIP you.
It's fippin'.
Did you find out about the minors?
I told you. Yeah, it starts at 7 tonight.
You didn't tell me.
I literally
said it, yeah.
Right after you asked, I said, game starts at 7.
Oh. Anybody going to the minor game? Is that anybody going to go out and do some Thursday tailgating?
Who are you at?
Are you asking us? But
The larger audience.
Okay, yeah.
World.
Everyone
I'm asking
out
everybody.
there honk your horn if you're in the car and let us know.
Let me know. Like, anybody going to the game? Is it going to be a good turnout tonight?
I'm sure it will. People love Thursday. Thursday it starts the pre-end.
The pre-end.
It's the freaking pre-end.
Baby, you're going to have me some fun. Hey, Joanna, did you see the thing about the Macarena yesterday?
The Macarena and how everyone's finding out what the words say?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do the words say?
Well, she's like, my boyfriend is out of town and his 2 friends are so hot.
She does a devil's threesome?
That's what the Macarena dance is about.
Yeah.
A little Eiffel Tower action?
Macarena.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's fitting because
everybody
that song
sucks. Everybody is finding
All right. Have a good one, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So long.
Was that fun? Yeah. That was fun.
You've been listening to the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Okay, enough mayhem. Thank you.